Hello, everybody, and a big welcome to this special live stream. And if you're watching on replay, a big hello to you too as well. And please, if you're watching live, can you see me and can you hear me? I'd really like it if you could let me know in the chat. So as I said, a massive welcome. Very excited tonight. It's the launch of our new community, which is Excel VBA for football traders. So if you're working with football data, so many people out there working with football data these days, from professional analysts to your kind of weekend warriors, putting a bit of money on at the weekend like I do very occasionally. Whatever you're doing, there's no real service out there to help you understand the data, get better at Excel, get out of that situation where you're trying to get Excel to work for you every weekend, get to that sense of calm when you got the data working for you. That's what this new community is all about. There's some free content. There's a paid area as well. I'm going to tell you all about it tonight. What else are we doing tonight? Well, we've got lots of fun stuff lined up. We've got a special guest. We're going to do some quick Excel analysis. I'm going to put some of my money on a game based on the analysis we do. We've got the free membership giveaway. We've got the Learning Journal membership giveaway. And I think that's everything. I'm just looking at my agenda here. So we've got a big, big night coming up. Good. So I'm going to say hello to some people in the chat. Who is with us today? Dave is in. So big welcome to Dave. How are you doing? Bart is with us. Bart is working with us behind the scenes, as usual, being a legend. So good to be with you, Bart. Mal is with us. And Mal is actually a member of our community already. So great job, Mal. And good to be with you tonight. Hal is with us as well. Hal, how are you doing? Where are you tuning in from? JB is here too. Big welcome, JB. Gaz is with us now. Gaz sent in his learning journal, which I looked at this afternoon. Thanks, Gaz. DC is with us. Welcome, DC. Betty is with us as well. So Betty has been working through the chess series. Betty, fantastic stuff. Good to see you with us today. Lionel is with us. Lionel has sent in his learning journal as well. Nice job. Lee is with us. Welcome, Lee. John Gall is with us as well. So John up in Bradford too. Sam Bokas is with us. Yes, Sam, how are you doing? And thank you for sending in your learning journal as well. Who else is with us today? So my Owen is with us. So welcome, Owen. Where are you watching from tonight? I think that's everybody so far. Prince Will is with us. Big welcome to you, Prince Will. How are you doing? Ahmed is with us as well from Bahrain. Good to see you. And everybody else who's with us, a massive welcome. Make sure you say hello in the chat. And as always, let us know where you're watching from and how you're doing and what you are up to. Right. We do have a special guest tonight. We're going to get straight to the special guest now. So how do I even introduce this special guest? Well, I'm thinking, a fairly famous, can we say that? A fairly famous Betfair trader, putting out lots of content online, a big online following, has designed tools for people to use online with Betfair, all kinds of stuff. But we couldn't get Peter Webb, so we got a replacement instead. And Ian is with us tonight. So a big welcome to Ian. How are you?
Fine, yes, very good. Like that, yes, nice, thanks. Lovely build up.
Yeah. I didn't plan that one all day, seriously.
Hey, John, missed your mate from Nottingham, Andrew Thornhill, Betty Blogger, just went over the top of him.
Andrew, and I missed Betty as well. Jeff, how are you doing? And Andrew from Nottingham as well. Big welcome, guys. So Ian, so for people who don't know you, just introduce yourself quickly.
A lot of the people here I do know. My name's Ian Erskine. I trade football full-time for a living. I'm actually doing that while I'm talking to you now and trying to keep an eye on this. And I've come along just to help Chris with some very simple sort of football analysis things that you guys could do at home on your own, just to give you a slightly better idea, particularly in how to use Excel. Chris has been brilliant for me. I use Excel extensively. He's built me many tools that I use, and hopefully that's where you guys will end up.
I hope so, guys. Yeah, and as Ian says, we've been working together for 5 years now, I think, and we've built dozens, 20 or 30 Excel tools. We've just been reviewing one tonight, actually. And we're going to look at one in a second. And we're not saying you're going to be able to build this straight away in the community. We're not saying that, but we are saying this could be a bit of an aspiration, long term. You could get to this. And as I said, it's going to give you some inspiration, hopefully, and certainly give you some ideas. So shall we jump into it straight away, Ian?
Yeah, go. Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
Half hour.
Which sheet do you want to look at?
Well, the Werder Bremen game kicks off in 17 minutes. So let's do the first half goal at Werder Bremen via the heat map.
Okay, so let's get the heat map up. Okay, heat map is here. Let's bring this into the stream now. Here we go. So I'm hoping it's this heat map you're talking about.
That's the one, yeah.
Good stuff. Shall we tell them quickly, Ian? Because I think we've got enough time, but just about the history of this file and like what you were trying to do with this file?
Yeah, I do everything I do based on price. So a key element for me was having leagues. All leagues are different. We know that more goals are scored in Holland, for example, so prices are shorter. So what I wanted you to build me here was something that I could break down the individual markets by leagues and price. Not necessarily because, and I've said on my own sort of videos, I want to bet by the green squares, but I want to get an idea really of where the profit may be and where the profit certainly isn't. One of my biggest things that I use this for is to dismiss areas that I would look. So where I see big chunks of red and orange, I just stay away from it completely. I just know that, you know, the market's winning there. And obviously by updating them regularly, and then we added in the reporting feature. You know, we built just the maps originally, and then we went back to it and built in the reporting feature. It enables me just to look at, get a real overview 2-3 times a year of exactly what the market's doing. I always keep the old ones so that I can compare them and see what's moved. But they're fairly consistent. You know, you can see there on line 16 in the championship, sort of at the start, that big load of red there from sort of 2.52 to 3. I just avoid it altogether. I just look at it and think, why do I want to get involved in that when I don't need to?
So the market's clearly winning there.
The market's clearly winning. The chances of me beating that market are very slim, so I just leave it alone.
Brilliant. So let me just explain, because I know there's some complete newbies like me in the chat. So this is what they call the market here, and this bet is backing under 0.5 goals. So if you go onto a betting website, you can find that bet. Backing under 1.5.
0.5 in the first half. This is.
Yes, and this in the first half. This is the league, so the English Championship, and then these up here are the odds are the odds brackets. And this is saying, okay, if every time you had that situation, so backing under 0.5 goals first half in the English Championship, and the odds were between 2.92 and 3, and you bet 1 unit each time, you would have ended up with 291 bets and overall 61 points loss. Is that right?
That's it. Yeah, you've got it.
So this is the idea. So from the Excel perspective, the challenge was to automate a load of analysis, which is what we've done here. And as always in Excel, different ways to do it. You could do this like pivot tables, you could get close, Power Query. I chose VBA. In this case, gave me the cleanest and most powerful solution. So back over to you, Ian.
Right, so we've got a game in Germany kicking off 7:30. If we go to over 0.5 back, Chris, I do hope we've got this right. In Germany, you're going to need to scroll over a little bit.
Yeah, I'm just trying
in
to
the Bundesliga one. That's it, row 66, and then go no other end. That's it. That's how you work the mouse. So you're seeing Bundesliga. You need to put those tiger beers down. You see in Bundesliga 1 up to the price of 1.51, back over 0.5 first half goals is profitable. So any price really from 101 to 1.5 is profitable. In particular, the bulk of that is between 1.22 and 1.51. We've got a game in Werder Bremen tonight, which falls exactly into that bracket. If you want to then report on that cell so that we could show people how that breaks down.
So this is VBA in action. So you can select one of these cells and hit report. And Excel is going to go and find all those bets, going to itemize all the bets for you. and then hopefully produce a nice graphic for us.
Yeah, so backing over 0.5 first half goals on this one there, between 1 has produced us 22 points. For those of you who are into football trading, you can see the graphs which, you know, we go on about. You have peaks and troughs. Nothing wins all the time. So we've been in a sort of up period, flat period, down period, flat period. Looks like the last couple of bets have won. So Chris is going to have a bet on that game tonight. We're going to falls exactly into that. How I bet that, Chris, is I would wait 15, 20 minutes and hope that there isn't a goal. You need the exchange first, my friend. Look, this is how this. I've got to teach him how to use this now.
An exchange?
You go to the top, you're in the sports book. Dear, what's going on here?
What exchange games?
No, not the exchange games. See where left exchange. Where it's right there. There you go.
Oh, is that where I should have been going all this time?
That's This is half your problem. And then football down the left-hand side.
Football, yep.
And then German Bundesliga's at the top on the left-hand side. In the menu, in the little sub-menu there.
Yep.
And then Werder Bremen Köln is the game. So if you just click that game in the menu on the left first. No, in the menu on the left.
Yep.
It'll open up a load of markets.
This is quite funny because usually it's me guiding Ian around something, but Ian is getting his revenge tonight.
If you scroll down that sidebar on the left, on the left you've got a list of markets. That's it. Go down a bit. This is brilliant. Now go on, keep going. Keep going. There'll be one that says first half goal 0.5. Keep going. There you go. First half goal 0.5. So now we can see the price of that, which is 1.44. So if you want to flick back to your heat map.
Back to the heat map, yep.
And go back to the analysis.
Yep.
So in effect, that falls in the cell of the biggest profit there. Exactly, cell M66M or M66, however you Excel boys say it. So 196 bets that you've had in that bracket for that profit. All I would do now there, Chris, is just wait. I wouldn't put the bet on at kickoff at 1.44. Let the game start. I've got the score here. And we'll start entering with your money from about 15 minutes in.
Okay, great. So we don't do anything yet then?
We don't do anything yet. You can sit and wait and talk. Ooh. We'll get involved in about 25 minutes. We'll have a bit, providing it doesn't go. Obviously, if there's an early goal, you miss out, but it's better to wait. More reward, less risk.
Okay, good stuff. Okay, I just want to connect with some of the comments here. So thanks so much, guys, for if you followed that, fantastic. And thanks for the comments. And Mike's asking here, bottom line, how can we make money out of this? Me and Betty Green want to know. So hopefully you're able to follow that, the whole process, the Excel analysis, a bit about how the Excel analysis, but then also how an expert interprets the analysis, because, analysis doesn't tell you what to do. It just gives you some more quality information. You've always got to combine analysis with your own intuition in your decision making. But hopefully it was fairly clear what we were doing there, or what Ian was doing rather. Betty says, lovely visuals there. Always good to see the downturns as well in a quick and easy format. Yeah, and this is a VBA-based mechanism to generate these reports. So once again, give you the quick sales pitch. In our community, we'll be learning how to do VBA, how to create this kind of thing. Here's a question for Ian, maybe. Ian, can you answer this one? To what extent can you just automate this kind of betting?
Yeah, it can be automated. You can send, there's some very clever people. There's betting bots that are linked to Betfair. I've got a couple of custom ones, but there's a guy on Twitter, Lee Cow, that some of the guys know. That there's an application called BetAngel. There's Fairbot. There's a couple of others that you can link spreadsheets to, and obviously whack the bets through. That wouldn't necessarily be. I mean, we're doing this for this evening. Wouldn't necessarily be a bet I would decide on just on that criteria. I would have some other calculations I would check. It was more to show off how you can analyze the data, but pretty much anything now, with Excel can be got into Betfair in an automated way. Yeah, I mean, some of the guys don't. Some of the guys I deal with, they don't I mean, I don't touch a spreadsheet for some of my bets. I don't have to do anything. They get updated overnight and the bets go into a bot, and some of the guys in this room do exactly the same.
Yeah, it's a good point. And I just want to emphasize one thing that Ian said. We're not saying this is how Ian trades. It's not how I trade. I don't trade. We're not saying this is how you should trade here. We're not offering any advice here. This is just an example of what you can do with Excel, what you can do with VBA, and combined with Ian's experience, the kind of situation you can get to. Lionel says, where can you get the historic database of the leagues?
Well, you can get, I think, on your course, you've got the free data from football-data.co.uk. Guy called Joseph. Yeah, Joseph Bookdahl. He updates that every week. That's completely free. The data I use is paid for because we get the prices from Betfair 5 minutes before kickoff, and there's feeds and things record those prices that need to be paid for. But a starting point for people starting out, footballdata.co.uk, football-data.co.uk. I think he covers 10, 15 leagues, goes back 10, 15 years, and it's all free. And it's got, whilst you won't have Betfair prices, it's got Pinnacle prices, which are near as damn it, and a good accurate reflection of what you can do.
Princewell just wants to confirm the bet. Is it over 0.5 at half time?
Over 0.5 goals in the first half, yeah.
Okay, nice. Okay, shall we move on to the next selection?
Yeah,
let's do it. So is this also with the heat map, or
no? We're just going to go into some straight plain filtering of a database here. I don't know whether you might have coded this, or
no, it's a good example of well, we're just going to filter this as you say. So filtering might be new to you, and just with filtering you can get some pretty powerful stuff, but it's quite onerous. It's quite clicky to have to put all the filters on and stuff. So on the course, in the community, we look at alternatives to filtering, including powerful formulae like dsum, which is part of the free content as well. So the first 5 videos.
Japanese food, isn't it?
Yeah, go on in.
It's a Japanese food, isn't it? Dim sum.
Chinese,
is it? Okay,
yeah.
All right.
You know what, Ian? I thought I was going to make that bet myself, but even I threw it out. the dsum bet. Dsum, dim sum. Let us know on the chat. It only gets worse from here, guys. I've got to say.
Yes, that's what Tiger beer and wine do for you.
Yeah. Okay, so we just got a data set. We're going to do some filters.
Right. So this is, I don't know whether you just want to give a quick overview. This is my database. This is for under 1.5 goals. Got, I don't know how many matches on there. 17, 18,000, 20, or more than I thought, 25,000 matches. So it goes back to 2017.
So you're only 8,000 matches out, mate. I'm
yeah. Good. Should have a count at the top. Shows shows numerous statistics going across the top, league position, my own goal ratios, and then just basic, what I call basic match statistics. I don't use too much of those, but just basics. And then this is the key for me. This is all the Betfair prices. So everything here was taken 5 minutes before kickoff. Done it for every game. Obviously, where there's blanks and zeros, that information wasn't available. Perhaps the game wasn't in play on Betfair or whatever. And we've got match odds, home, away, and draw, both sides of the market, back or lay. I won't get into explaining that right now, or that will take up your whole evening, Chris. And then if you go along, we've got over and under 2.5 goals.
Yeah, I'm just going along. Sorry. Yep.
And then over and under 1.5 goals. So just a real simple sort of starting point for people, rather than using basic analysis, is to look at odds brackets of teams. If you look at teams in odds brackets, in particular in certain leagues, it's quite a good guide to betting on the goals market. So we've got
just quickly, and just for the newbies like me. So for example, in this column, we're saying what the result would have been if you had taken 1 unit on this bet. Yeah,
that's what you. Yeah, so where the -1 is where you would have lost the bet. You'd lost 1 point or 1 unit, and the winning mark, it doesn't match up with the price. You see, you've got a price of 3.9. We've got 2.76. You don't win your stake back, so that takes one off, and then we get commission. Betfair charge a commission for using their exchange, providing the service. So every return is minus the commission as well.
Yeah, nice. Okay, cool.
So on this one, we've picked out 2 games that are going to take place this evening. I've got to find them now. Aberdeen. So we're going to filter that league. He's gone. We're going to filter that league. I'll just wait for the old Excel boy to the Scottish Premiership.
Okay. We did have a little rehearsal for this, and I completely messed it up, putting a filter on. So,
yeah.
So far it's going okay. Here we are. Now, because it's a big file, it takes a little while to get the filters going. Okay.
So we've got 676 games in that database, which are Scottish Premiership. Yeah. We want to put Aberdeen are currently priced at home at 2.26. So we're going to break it into 0.25 units. So we would go 2 to 2.25, 2.26 to 2.5. So if you filter the home odds from 2.26 to 2.5.
Okay, so that's this column here, yeah?
That's that column there, column AL.
Okay, so we can go to number filters. And then, so this is going to be between, yeah?
Yeah, between.
Was it 2 and 2.25?
2.26. Well, I'm very precise, Chris. I'm OCD. I'm 2.5.
Yeah, nice. Okay.
Now, irrespective of the teams playing, now you've got a guide. All those teams, in effect, the market has ranked the same. So rather than people sitting and saying, oh, Aberdeen are better than Kilmarnock are better, the market has made every single one of those teams at that time in that price. So it's a real accurate guide of what the market thinks. What I like to look at is what the effect on the odds of the home team do to other markets. So if we scroll across to the goal markets, Chris, just a little bit further along, you can see there that backing over to, just go back a bit on BD. No, back a bit.
BD, yeah, sorry.
He's all too quick, see. On BD, you can see that backing over 2.5 goals, blind in those games has made us 7 points. So it's made us over 10% return on our money. We would have bet 64 units. We'd have got back 71.26 units. We'd have won 7.26 units, 12% on our money. If you go along to the score column, then on these databases, we've got loads of scores. You'll also see that we've actually only got in row 21271.
21271, yeah.
Is the 0-0. So you can see that in the full-time column is 0-0.
Yeah.
Other than that, every game in view, bar another, I think, one lower down somewhere. So there's only 2 in the last 25, 30 games that have been 0-0. A lot of them have had goals at half time. So this for me would be a nice opportunity for you to trade the over 2.5 goals. So we would go to Betfair. I'm going to teach you. We're going back to Betfair.
Let me hop in some Excel stuff quickly.
Okay.
I think I followed most of that, but let us know if you got any questions in the chat. Yeah, I had a quick question, which is what is this formula? And we do cover this formula. Nice segue here. We do cover this formula in the free videos at the beginning of the course, which is the subtotal formula. And by controlling this first component of subtotal, we can make subtotal, for example, display analysis for filtered rows. And that's what it's doing here. With the subtotal formula and a 9, it's going to display the results only for the rows that you have filtered out. So that's pretty cool. We can go to the filters, do a bit of filtering. We're just going to see the results for particular selections. Now that's cool, but on the course, we learn how to do that in a much slicker and more powerful way. We'll talk a bit more about the course in the community later. But so over to Betfair, Ian.
Yeah, go to Betfair. And if you just... What we're going to do, right-click the football. We're going to open it, or German Bundesliga, sorry. Right-click that German Bundesliga in the menu and open it in another tab. So we've got that one over there.
Wow, I'm getting Google Chrome tuition as well.
That's it. So, and then we're going to go football at the top.
football here.
Left-hand side in the menu. Everything in that left-hand menu, Chris.
Okay, yeah.
Football there. Scottish Premiership.
Scottish Premiership, yep.
Click the Aberdeen, wasn't it? Aberdeen Hibernian game.
Yep.
And over under 2.5 goals.
Over under 2.5, there it is.
So you've got that market up there. You've got your Werder Bremen Köln, which has kicked off. We're 4 minutes in. It's 0-0.
Okay. So this one, do we go in now, or do we wait for a bit?
We've got 10-15 minutes. We'll just we'll go do it literally just before kick-off, and we'll drip it in through the first 10 minutes. And what the idea will be with this one, if we get the opportunity, we will trade it. So I'll put your money in the market, and then if a goal goes in, I'll remove your risk, so you can sit there without sweating over your 10 quid and enjoy.
Does that mean I can finally remove my liability? I've always wanted to remove my liability.
There you go. That's it. See?
There we go. Okay, good. We've got a couple of questions coming in.
Question of the night. What's the wine? A nice little Muscadet, Owen. A nice little. I wasn't drinking, but when I came in, he had a load of beer, and he said, "Go and get yourself a drink." So
yeah,
I don't have any beer in the house, so a nice little Muscadet with a bit of soda water.
We've got a cheeky question from Mike, and obviously it's up to you whether you answer this, Ian. It is up to you, but we have got a couple of wines down in. So Mike says, "Can I ask Ian, what's the biggest payout with the help of Excel?" You do not have to answer this, by the way.
Well, I use Excel for everything, Mike, and I have to say, I did everything manually, a lot more manually up until I met Chris. We sort of had a clash of cultures because I was a pen and paper man and didn't actually believe and this is something you guys can open your eyes to. When I first met Chris, I was absolutely convinced he couldn't do a lot of what I wanted done. I spent masses of hours doing stuff manually, and as I was talking him through it, I thought, well, he's not going to be able to do that. He's not going to be able to do that. And I've got to give him full credit. Anything I've asked him to do, he's been able to do, which I find staggering. Some of the sheets I've got are amazing. And it has definitely helped me massively. And my biggest win has come since I met Chris. In one market, the biggest money I've won, Mike, is £32,000.
Wow. I didn't see any of that, by the way, guys. I'm going to move to a commission-based fee structure, I think. But yeah, no, amazing stuff. And yeah, I think people will really appreciate your openness about that, Ian, because it's serious business, isn't it? And it just shows I'm always on the channel trying to explain, the real world impact of VBA. And there it is right there, guys. It doesn't even need me to say anything.
Oh, no, it's brilliant. It is superb.
Good. And Mike's saying, okay, this is great stuff from Mike. So Mike is saying, is that just knowledge of the market, or is that VBA, or a bit of both? I mean, what's the balance there?
Yeah, the VBA helps me. I can analyze so many more matches in so much more detail, so much quicker. As an example, I mean, I don't want to get into what I do more than what Chrissy does, but as an example, we've got 210 fixtures that I'm looking at from Friday morning over to Sunday evening. Normally I would do those one day at a time. It would have been up at 4, do it. I analysed those games for what I wanted to do in one process this morning, all 210 fixtures across 8 markets, across numerous different levels of analysis in about half an hour. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. And I can, and Chris built a sheet, churns my bets out. But yeah, you've got to understand football, what sort of bets you're trying to have, and do it. And my experience is in football betting, but Excel has helped me. I think whatever you do in life, Excel can help you. I think it's superb that, when you get people like Chris.
I'd say that obviously Ian brings the ideas and the experience, and there's no substitute for that. But I think Excel allows you to just test a lot more, doesn't it? Whereas previously you could test 2 or 3 ideas. Like now with the heat map, you're effectively testing 500 strategies, aren't you?
Yeah, that's right.
500 systems.
Yeah, in minutes. Stuff you just couldn't, you would not be able to do. Humanly, it just wouldn't take. It would take too long.
Yeah. So are we just going to take those 2 positions then today, or?
No, we've got one more. We're going to go back in and do.
Okay.
If you just while you're on the Betfair screen, let's stay on the Betfair screen. We'll open up your tab. If you just open go to that German Bundesliga, top right, opening a new window.
Yep.
And navigate that one to the football on the left, top of the menu, and Premier League.
We're going to bet on a Premier League match.
Yeah, that's Southampton Newcastle game.
Okay.
So very, very similar to what we've just done, but this time Southampton Newcastle, but it's going to give us the other side of the market, if you like. So if you go to
back to
that and clear it down.
Okay, so Alt-A-C rather. Alt-AC is going to clear the filters.
Alt-AC or AC, he doesn't know.
Alt-AC, clear the filters. Here we go. Okay.
And then if we go Premier League and Southampton, oh my, that Tiger beer.
Easy now. Oh, English Premier League. Okay, hang on. English Premier League. Okay. And
go back to the home team odds.
Home team. AL was that, I think? AL, yep.
And Southampton are currently 2.2, so 2.0 this time. 2.01 I do to 2.25.
0.001 to 2.25. So I'm just tabbing through the boxes there, using the tab key, move through the boxes. Okay. Okay, good.
So in effect, we've got exactly the same. We've taken a league bracket league. We've taken a bracket of home team prices. So it could say, honestly, in column D where it's got home teams, it could say baked beans, eggs, bacon. It really doesn't matter. I'm interested in what the market has made the likelihood of that outcome, which is just basically a price of 2 is 50-50. Just over 2 means it's given the home team just under 50% chance of winning the game. Again, I scroll across and have a look at what effect those prices have on the goals market.
Okay. That was BD, wasn't it?
Something like that.
Are there any below deck fans in the chat, by the way? In my house, BD means below deck.
There. Now just an interesting thing for people, maybe some people who don't do football, you've got 2 options. You could back under 2.5, which says you're saying it will be under 2.5, or you could lay over 2.5, where you're saying it won't be over 2.5. You've got 2 bets that you could place there. So what we will do is we will back the under 2.5, Chris, again just before kickoff, and we will try and nick a little bit of profit in this one. Hopefully there'll be no early goals, and we'll just be able to try and nick a little bit of profit, which you can again give me a commission for.
Okay, perfect. What's backing and laying? Quickly.
We could be here all day long. If you think something is my son is a Cambridge graduate, Chris, and he doesn't get this. Backing is if you think something is going to happen. So if you're saying in that game, I do not believe there's going to be 3 goals, that's the position you take, then we will back that position. So I believe there won't be 3 goals in the game from the data. So I'm going to back that position. If you believed there were going to be 3 goals, you would back column BC, where you think there's going to be 3 or more. Then I would back over 2.5. The flip side of that is you can say, I don't think something will happen. So I don't think that there will be 3 goals. So rather than back under, I can lay over. In effect, column AY and column BE are exactly the same bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, just exactly the same bet, but it just enables you to play both sides of the market. So in that column up there, I'm just saying, I do not believe there will be 3 goals in that game. And that's the term that we use, is I'm going to lay that position. I'm going to lay that I don't think that's going to happen. And
if you win a lay bet, you get 1 unit.
You do, yeah. You could lay. Most people tend to lay to, in effect, if we lay at 2.8 in the second column there, in 1-1-2-1-1, second row, sorry, 11211. The price is 2.8. In effect, we would be risking.
Which column is this, sorry, Ian? Which column are you in?
BE there, where the price is 2.8.
Yeah.
If I was laying that to win £100, I would lay £100, but my risk would be £180. So it would be 100 times the 1.8. So I can win 100, but my risk would be 180. And on the flip side, if I wanted to back it, obviously to get close to that, I would still have to risk 180 because the back price of under is 1.55. I'd have to have 100, 185 pound on there to win my 100. So it is the same side, but a lot of people like laying for that fact that they win a point and they know where they are. But obviously,
you've got to have some big losses as well by the side.
Yeah, your losses vary depending on the price that's there. But you can also lay to a liability. But we're getting into how Betfair works more than
okay. Good stuff. So okay. So are we taking a position now on this one?
What time is it?
It's 7:45.
No, we're gonna go to the Werder Bremen-Köln game, Chris.
Yep.
Because that's in play. There hasn't been a goal. So you see how our price was 1.44?
Yeah.
It's now up to 1.71. So let's put your first bet in here. So you're going to back that.
This is exciting. So do I click it?
We're going to, click there. We're going to only drip in a tenner. So we're going to have £3 first, Chris. This is like less than a bottle of your Tiger beer.
Oh, what's going on here?
You need to make your screen a bit bigger. What have you done here? Look, this is it. Look at us there. So you just put.
What's that? £10?
£3. No, 3 in there for the minute because we're going to come back to it. We're going to put it in a few bits and click place bets.
So this is dripping in. So you're going a little bit at a time, right?
Yeah. So
do I have to confirm then? Yeah.
Yeah.
Confirm.
And then if you look at the Aberdeen game, I think that's just about kicked off or just about to.
Okay, I can see my bet there. Good stuff. Let me know, guys, if you're doing the same bets. We're not advising this, but if you are following along, with a couple of quid, just let us know. So, okay, Aberdeen game in.
Yeah. Oh no, it hasn't kicked off yet. Yeah, we're going to put a little fiver in that one, Chris. So we're back in over 2.5 at 2.32. So click the blue 2.32 for me. There, and back that for a fiver.
For a fiver, lovely.
And then we will revisit the Southampton game when we'll revisit that Southampton game near a kickoff. So in about 10 minutes. But leave it on the Werder Bremen tab because we're going to drip in another bet in about 5-6 minutes as well in there.
Good stuff. Okay. Can I answer a couple of technical questions?
Yeah, you carry on now.
Yeah, so, I mean, firstly, thanks to Ian. I mean, what an insight that was. And he's so good at explaining it. Even from a guy from South London who doesn't speak English properly, he does a remarkably good job. So amazing stuff. I mean, I was excited about that. So, yeah, so definitely you're welcome to ask me about the technical side. And what I would say is we're going to be going into Excel and VBA in the Excel VBA for Football Traders community. It doesn't mean you're going to be able to produce this tomorrow, but it does put you on the road to producing this one day. And there's going to be many, many punch the air moments, many frustrating moments, but many moments when you're just like so satisfied that you've got Excel to work. That's what we're going to be doing in the community. Great question here from Betty, but where does VBA come in? It's used to create the graphic. Is it also used to populate the functions in all those cells? Or were the functions entered manually? So just go briefly into a more technical explanation of how we did this. As always in Excel, there's different ways to do it. You could do this using a pivot table, as I said, Power Query. The reason VBA is my weapon of choice is that it's the cleanest and slickest way to do things. It's the cleanest and slickest way to do things. So if we had a pivot table in here, we'd have a lot of infrastructure sitting in the spreadsheet. We'd have a pivot table in the spreadsheet. And if you work with pivot tables, pivot tables are powerful, but they bring some disadvantages. And it slows down the function of the spreadsheet if you have a big pivot table in there. This is why I love VBA. It doesn't leave any footprint, really, in the file. So the way I calculated these was, for example, this bet is, okay, so if it's between 3.05 and 3.10 for the Australian Bundesliga, so I use a loop and I go through the data, loop through the data, literally loop through every row, and then I check, does this row conform to the criteria we're looking for? Yeah. So is this the Australian? Is this the Austrian league? We're looking at the Austrian league. And then whichever column we're interested in, okay, are the odds inside our odds bracket? And in this case, we've got 3.05 to 3.1. And you do that using VBA. Yeah, we can loop through all of those rows, check those criteria, and if the criteria are met, and obviously most of the criteria are not met, but if the criteria are met, we can then keep a tally of what the profit and loss is. And in this file, the profit and loss for each bet is helpfully listed next to the bet. And that's how VBA is helping us. You know, there's no formula in here, so you've got no kind of junk jangling around with the spreadsheet. It's very low footprint, and we're getting VBA to do all the work. And Ian, how long does it take to generate one of these heat maps?
Oh, 2 minutes maximum.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 minutes.
So it takes about 2 minutes to take all of those systems. And we've got maybe 500 systems on this page. Each cell represents a system. It takes about 2 minutes to take all of them, loop through the data and check it out, and then to populate this heat map. One final thing I'll point out, because I love this, and Microsoft is actually developing Excel to do this. So I should claim this as my contribution to Excel's development. But you can see when you hover over one of the cells, you can see a comment flashes up, which tells you how many bets and the average return per bet. So Ian wanted that information. Yeah, he's a demanding customer. You know, don't be deceived by the relaxed demeanor. He's got me up at 6:30 every morning. I used to have 10 holidays a year. Now I'm on 9 holidays a year, all because of Ian. But Ian was saying, yeah, I'm loving the overall profit and loss for the system, but I also want to see how many bets, because if all the profit is in 10 bets, that's a very different profile to having all the profit across 100 bets. Yeah, and that's a fundamental feature of the system we need to understand. So I was thinking, okay, I can't put any more data in the cell, but we could layer a cell comment on the cell to provide that additional information. How about that? That's all done in VBA. So VBA goes to the cell, finds the number of bets, finds the average bets, and puts that information in a comment. That gives us this. I've used this on plenty of other projects as well, Ian, so maybe I should give you more credit here. But yeah, I love how you can layer information. So that information is there, but it's only there when you need it, like when you actually hover over the cell. Yeah, any other questions about the technical setup here? Principal says, are we going to get this software? I'm afraid not, Prince Will. I'm afraid not, but we are going to learn the techniques to actually move towards producing this kind of thing. Any other questions coming in here? Gary says, Ian, is the wine helping the back? Yeah, we can't. What do you think, Ian? Is it helping?
Yeah, it is. I feel, I'm not too bad actually this evening. I'm not. He might be right. This might be. I've been taking tablets. It could be Muscadet does the job.
There you go. Good stuff. Bart says, and Bart's been learning with Tiger for a year or so. Big member of our community. Totally true. Learning VBA takes time, and sometimes punch the air celebration moments when it works, and sometimes a grey hair. And yeah, I've got a few grey hairs coming through. Absolutely.
Oh, Chrissy, we've had a goal at Aberdeen. Son.
Okay, right. Into Betfair quickly. You see, I'm a trader now, so I've got my screen open. Okay.
Aberdeen. Well, let's have a look.
Oh, Aberdeen. Okay.
Aberdeen. So you can see now there. If you look, just click that to your view open bets, Chris, because I think we've still got it there.
Yeah.
So you see that we have back. If you click the average odds button, there's a square there that says average odds. I'm pointing at the screen as if you're with me.
Yeah, average odds.
So you can see you've backed £5 now at 2.32 to win £6. We've had an early goal. It's gone 1-0 to Aberdeen, which will get shown up here. You can see there's a little football on the timeline just underneath there. Yeah, so it's now coming up the Aberdeen one. So now the odds are settling back down to reflect that change in the circumstances. So now we've got 1.43 to 1.54.
Cool.
We're literally going to give it another, because that will settle down in a minute. What's happening now is money's coming into the market because the market stopped when the goal went in. Then they open it again and everybody adjusts their positions. There'll be bots feeding money in. So we're just going to let that settle. And then we're going to save your £5 and you'll be sat there risk-free. We'll take the 149, Chris. So tick the 149. The pink one now. Yeah. So now we're going to say the other side. We've backed it. So it won't be yet. And put a £5 in there.
£5. Yep. Place bets.
Place bet.
Okay.
Confirm it. Bet. Yeah, hurry up. Flipping here. You've got to be a bit quicker, Chris.
Oh, because the price is changing all the time.
The price is changing.
Okay.
We're going to click view open bets.
Yep.
Bump it up to bump the C1.49. You got two little arrows.
Yeah.
Just bump it up to 1.51 and do it.
Okay.
That's it. Update. Yeah. So we get taken.
I've got no idea. Well, that most of it I've followed so far, but I've got no idea what we just did then with coming up.
Basically, what we did now, I'll talk you right through it. You'll now see that on the unders, you've not got a £5 loss. You've got a 0. If you look at the market screen, you've got 2 green numbers.
The market screen.
Right, where you are, where you put the bet.
There.
So now you've got 0, so you can't lose anything.
Yeah.
And you can win a sole £4 5p to buy yourself another Tiger beer. So what we have done there is removed your liability. We backed £5. I told you my son's a Cambridge graduate and doesn't get this. Click view open bets.
View open bets, yeah.
So now you've got 2 bets in the market. If you click that, see that live stream thing, just click the arrow at the top of it. Live stream. No, the little arrow at the right-hand side.
There.
Click that and it will disappear.
Okay.
So now we've got your bets. So we've backed over 5 goals at 2.32.
Over 2.5 goals, yep.
Yeah, that's to win £6.60. We've then said we'll give £2.55 of that back by laying over 2.5 goals, but we've laid it at a much lower price at 1.51. So you're now sitting there. If there's no more goals in the game, you haven't lost anything. If there's 2 more goals in the game, you've got £4 5p profit. I do. That's how I do a lot of my trading. You hear me say on the podcast, remove your liability. So in effect, sitting there now, you could sit there and have 10 bets where you don't win anything, but you're not losing anything. You're protecting your bank all the time. So now from filtering that sheet that we did into that bracket, we've got 7 minutes into the game. And you've been able to secure, in effect, what I call now a free bet. You've got a free bet on there. You've got 83 minutes of Aberdeen Hibernian left for there to be 2 more goals, and you've got no risk. You can drink your Tiger beer and not worry about your £5. Okay. Enjoy yourself.
So right, can I try to explain my understanding in layman's terms for the amateurs like me? Okay, so we looked at the pre-match odds and we took a position based on our analysis. And then there was an early goal. And because our bet is over 2.5 goals, when there was an early goal, that means there's a high likelihood of over 2.5 goals. Yeah. So the bookmaker brought the odds down to reflect that. Yeah.
That's exactly right. That's it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So did I cash out at some point then?
No, you could, if you cash out, which is in the middle, which I never do, and never ever click that for Betfair users. Never ever click that button because that button is a disgrace because it never matches you at the right price. But what you could do, alternative to what you're doing now, is you could, if you did click that button, it would settle the market for you, and you'd get £2.58 whatever happened.
Yeah.
But obviously, we've got a lot of game left. Even 1 more goal, that figure would go up. So if you got another goal in 15 minutes, that cash out figure would be better than it is now. I don't like it. I like to do it manually and manage my position. But in effect, you could win £2.66 now either way and go to bed. But that would only get you half a bottle of Tiger, not a full.
Okay, so we're using that profit and we're putting it back into the market with the.
We're going to sit. We're not going to take exactly. We're going to say we'll let that £2.66. I'm going to let that ride for a bit more. I can't. The key being you can't lose anything. You know, if I'm conscious of protecting your money. You can't lose anything. If you can just flip back to Werder Bremen, though, we're going to go and lose some in there.
Okay, cool.
So we bet this at £3 at 1.75. Still hasn't been a goal. We're now up to 2.5. We're going to put another £3 on Chris at 2.5. So click the blue 2.5. Yeah.
£3 on. Place bet.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. It's actually gone up to 2.6. You're going to get a better price.
So you're saying even though there's no goal, you're.
Yeah, I can tell you don't use Betfair because we've got no the confirmed bets on. Click view open bets. Click view open bets and close that live stream business.
Okay. Yep.
And that's it. Right. So and click average odds. So you can see how the pre-match kickoff was 1.44.
Yep.
We've obviously waited, so there's time decay. You haven't got as long for the goal, but we've got a much better price. We've got 2.17 on average now. So if you bet like that now, you're always going to win more than you can lose. Whereas if you bet at 1.44, you'd bet £6, you'd only win, £2.5, £2.70. So your win ratio is different. So I personally like to go in later, get a better price with less risk reward, and run on the fact that over 1,000 bets, my strike rate will be good enough to make me a profit. It's very much a long game. Which a lot of the guys who speak to me understand.
Makes sense. But it all starts from Excel, of course. We saw that tonight.
All these bets come from that analysis. So obviously this is from the heat map where we saw having all those bets, like you just talked to the guys and girls, it's you make 0.4 a bet. It's 2-0 at Hibernian, Chris. Now you're absolutely home and hose, son, and there's only 15 minutes gone. See, so now that price is going to go even lower.
Yep. So it's okay. So the score just hasn't updated yet.
No, I'm trading some other games, so I've got live.
Have you got somebody game on the phone or something? Because you're getting your information much faster than me.
Yeah. So
you got somebody up there.
I've got, so you can see how that's now. I mean, it was, what was it, 2.32? Now it's down to 1.19. 1.1, 1.19. That's going to reset around 1.17. There you go. That's it. That's what you do.
So you're always invested in both sides of the market.
Yeah. This is what you call trade. Obviously, you could have a straight bet and leave it. You could have just bet 2.5 goals, gone out for the night, and if there's not 3 goals, you lose. If there is, you win. I do a lot of this. This is predominantly what I do. I do a lot of trading.
Good stuff.
I've got a fixed odds set up where I put bets on a Friday and leave them for the weekend, and then I sit and this is how I spend my time weekends. Very
nice. Okay, could I have a couple of minutes to talk about other stuff?
You've got us. Yeah. You have. I'd like to get a third. No, we'll leave the Werder Bremen. You're sitting £4. Yeah, go do what you want to do.
You sure? Seriously, just grab me and we'll go back in anytime. Just grab me and we'll go back in.
I'll let you know after the goal.
Brilliant. Okay, so guys, I hope you're enjoying this. Like, let me know in the chat if this is what you thought was going to happen. I had no idea what was going to happen. I'm quite enjoying it. I'm understanding at least a third of what Ian is saying. And I think I will watch this stream back to try to understand how these strategies actually work. And as I said, it all starts in Excel. And I do want to talk a little bit about our little community that is starting today. Of course, let me just find the right slide here. So this is Excel VBA for football traders. So if you're somebody like Ian, who's clearly at a very high level, maybe somebody like me, who's just curious and would like to see the impact that Excel could have, or maybe you're somewhere in the middle. I know we've got a lot of people kind of who fit in there, and you just want to get more out of Excel. You're sick and tired of trying to get Excel to work. You've seen some cool stuff online, maybe some stuff like Ian, and maybe you've heard about this VBA thing, and you're thinking, I'd like to test that out. Well, this community is designed specifically for people like you very much hope you'll consider joining. The link, by the way, to read more about it is in the description below the video. But what do you get? Well, 4 main things. You get a foundational Excel VBA course. So the first 5 parts are free. If you follow the link in the description, you can go and see the first 5 parts for free. That's 1.5 hours of tuition from me. I'm going to continue to update this course. I'm going to release about 1 video a week on this course. What are we going to be covering? Well, exactly what we've been demonstrating today, really. It doesn't mean you're going to be able to develop that heat map file straight away, but it does mean over time, you're going to gather together all of those concepts and techniques you need to develop your own skills. That's the foundational course. I don't think there's anything like this online for people involved with football. So you get that, and that's going to be updated as we go. You can leave questions below the videos. It's all based on the website. There's download files. It's all with me, I'm afraid. You can leave comments on the website. So it's a well-integrated kind of learning experience on that. What else have we got in the community? We've got member workshops. So we're going to deal with specific problems that our members send in. And as you can see, I'm very experienced working with Ian on football type issues. So you can send your problem in. I'm going to make a list of specific problems that members are dealing with. We're going to deal with those. It doesn't mean you're going to get a really nice heat map style tool, but it does mean you're going to solve a specific practical thing that you're trying to do. We're going to have member workshops in there. Also got our forum started today. So we've got a forum, and this is Facebook based. Yeah, I'm not a massive fan of Facebook either, but it's Facebook based. You can just open a dummy account to access it there. This is the forum. So you can put any issues you're having. You can post on there, go and read other posts, see what other members are doing. Maybe you can get some inspiration on there. Just generally get support from other people, hang out with like-minded individuals. That's what we're going to be doing on the forum. And also, of course, you get access to me. Absolutely. I'm going to be monitoring that forum and, of course, monitoring my emails and prioritizing the messages I get from our member community. So you can go ahead. The link is below in the description below this video. You can click over to the website, and I'd absolutely love to have you in our Excel VBA for football traders VIP area. How's it all looking, Ian? Do I need to jump in and do something? Are we good?
Right, yeah, we will. We're going to go Werder Bremen. We're going to put an extra. We got 9 minutes to get this goal, Chris, but we're going to see how the price has now shot up to 3.75. This is when you can really get paid if there's a late first half goal. We'll just have another couple of quid there, so your max risk on that will be 8 quid. I'll give it back to you. Don't worry. And Southampton has kicked off, and here we're going to just try and quickly trade the unders. So that's kicked off. There hasn't been a goal. So if we go to the over/under 2.5 market, we saw that there was profit in the under 2.5. Close that live stream thing, Chris. It drives me bananas. Keep thinking there's a goal when I see that star. So we're going to risk a full £10 here, Chris. We're going to back under 2.5 at £10 for £10. Do it quick because the price is going to move against you.
And confirm, place bets, confirm bets.
Yeah. Right. So in effect, for you to lose that bet, there's got to be 3 goals. Yeah. So I'm fairly confident that there's plenty of time. Even if a goal goes in, we don't need a power. And one thing that people do when they take positions like this, just a quick bit of better, they panic. You know, the likelihood of there being 3 goals, one after the other in Southampton v Newcastle, based on the fact that these games don't produce historically lots of goals. You know, of course it can happen. Anything can happen in we're betting in the end of the day, but the likelihood is very, very slim. That bet hasn't been matched, Chris. You're going to need to go into your view open bets. Got to be quicker, son.
Where's that? View open
bets. Click your view open bets. Right, and just move your tick down. You see, move it down to 1.74.
Yep. Okay.
There's been a goal.
Does that mean it got matched?
No, there's been a goal.
Oh.
We've saved your money there, see? Because unders is now 2.28. You watch, there'll be 3 goals. Don't do it now. We've missed the opportunity now. Yeah. The good thing is, having missed that at the start, we've not got you in a nasty position. You see how now it's shot up to 2.84, so
Yep.
it'd have been really difficult to trade. We'd have had to wait for that price to come down.
Okay.
Who's taken the lead? Southampton have taken the lead. There you go. So so you can close that tab. We're not going to play that game now. There's been an early goal, so we're
Okay,
just
nice.
we want another one there. You're in risk free, and we want a goal at Werder Bremen hopefully in the next 6 or
9
7
minutes. Okay, cool. Good stuff. So I'll just go back to the kind of promo stuff quickly, Ian.
Yeah, you crack on.
Yeah, so tonight, guys, what are we going to do? Well, we're going to be doing a membership giveaway tonight. So I've been talking about the Excel VBA Football Traders community. You get the foundational course, you get the forum, you get the workshops. It's all good. We're going to give away a membership, not a lifetime membership, but a few months. We're going to give away a membership at some point during the stream, probably a bit later, maybe after we've done the trading. So you might have to hang around, guys. Just hang out with me and Ian on a Friday night. You thought lockdown was bad. Not that bad. you might have to just hang out with us, and we're going to be doing that at some point. But I don't want to stress Ian out and stress myself out by trying to do that while we've got our live positions. But we will be doing that later. Also, if you've suspicious noises coming from the Erskine household here. But also, if you did the first 5 parts of the Excel VBA Football Traders Foundational course, and you sent me a learning journal, I will announce the best learning journal. We'll be announcing that also later on towards the end of the stream. Thank you so much to people who sent the learning journals in. I got a good number, more than I thought. And people really show that they were putting effort into reflecting, like taking in, understanding what was going on. So great job to people who sent the learning journals in. With the other membership giveaway, we're going to have entry at some point, and Bart is with us behind the scenes. He's going to help me with the entries. We're going to have a 5-minute period when you can enter. I can't tell you when that's going to be. Yeah, that's just the way we roll at Tiger. We'll do that at the most convenient time during the stream. We'll have 5 minutes. All you'll have to do is write a message in the chat. I won't tell you yet. Write a message in the chat. That will get you entered. And then right at the end, we'll do the Excel lottery giveaway. Yeah, the Excel lottery is here, set up, ready to roll. Or it looks like I closed it actually. But the Excel lottery will be breaking that out and choosing a winner. So we're going to be giving away 2 memberships tonight, as you can see. Okay, let's see who's with us in the chat. Just hopping back into the chat here. So big welcome to Jasfin. Jasfin's one of our long-term members. Good to see you, Jazz. How are you doing? And Betty is saying, so you don't have to understand football, you just have to understand gambling. There's a good question, Ian. Like, do you have to understand the sport, or is it just about the data analysis?
For me, well, now we're getting into the realms of it now, Betty. And I love NFL, by the way.
Yeah. Who do you support in the NFL, Betty? Let us know.
Yeah, I'm a big 49ers fan. Another tale of woe. For me, everything's about numbers. So whilst I am a football fan, Spurs fan, Tottenham football, soccer fan, if you like, for Betty. But it is all about numbers. Ultimately, betting odds are just a percentage. That's all they are. They're a percentage of something happening. And as I said, the teams could be, we could have had beans, toast, whatever down there. It is just numbers. So an odds of 2.0 is even money. I think it's, for a lot of people who gamble, I think having a view and opinion and thinking about the sport is as detrimental to them as if they just had numbers, because I think you get a bias. Whatever, we see it in everything. You see it in your politics. We see a confirmation bias in everything, and I think you get led to a bias that there won't be goals in that game, or there will be goals in that game, and you think you perhaps know more than the numbers show. Whereas quite often I'll put bets up with teams like Malaga who don't score many goals, and people laugh at me. It's not about the team, it's about the price that's on offer. and that's the key. And that's everything I do is about the price on offer. So yeah, you need to understand the numbers behind it. That's it. You need to understand the data analysis that you can do in Excel, and how to transpose those numbers into. And as I say, you know, there's people in here I know very well. Gambling is not about one game or one outcome. It's about doing it over thousands of bets, and I'm a fiddler, nicking a little bit at a time over lots and lots of bets. That's the key. You know, like I don't bet on American football. I bet on the spreads, but I don't know enough about it to have a view on teams, because I don't understand all the stats and if a player's out. Where in America, you know, so much of their sport is stats based, and if he doesn't play, how good it is, and this, that, and the other. I have a very basic NFL model which purely looks at points scored, and that's it. But you know, I don't get all the American sport is so stats based. I think you could probably completely lose yourself. But people do it in England with football. They get a view on teams, and Liverpool may win, but that's not the key. It's betting Liverpool at the right price is the key. And
Absolutely,
that's what your analysis can enable us to do.
I think so, yeah. And I would say, I know Betty's come through Tiger rather than come through FTS. So yeah, anybody who doesn't know Ian and you think he's talking sense, you've got to give it to him. He talks a lot of sense. Ian does a daily podcast, and this gives you a sense of actually how committed Ian is behind the scenes, because I know how professional and committed he is. But he does a daily podcast talking about exactly the kind of thing we're talking about today. Go ahead and follow him. It's FTS Income on Twitter. If he mentions a guy called Chrissy Spreadsheets, just don't worry about him. Seriously.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Okay. Good. So I'm following Word of Bremen. And
yeah, we're looking beat, Chris. We're looking like we've done 8 nicker.
Yeah. But we won a bit as well, didn't we?
Well, we haven't yet. We need another goal to win a bit. If we win a bit, then you're going to do. I might take you. Are we going to stay here all night?
We can stay as long as you want. We've got 82 people watching, mate. So
have we? All right. Well, let's open another tab now. Now, by the way, for those of you going, this isn't chasing. I'm going to give Chrissy a bet of my own though, which is St Mirren versus Dundee United. Chris.
Okay. Let's open this.
Just because I don't want you losing £4.
Seriously, don't worry.
I won't sleep.
Got a few more consulting days for you this year.
Right, we're not going to enter this until I'm convinced that there's not a goal at Werder Bremen, but it's 103.
Okay, and this selection is again based on your analysis and things.
Yeah, so this is basically based on the price of over 1.5 goals on St Mirren has gradually been creeping up over the last 5 or 6 games. So that's what I like to follow, patterns of teams, which obviously you built me a sheet to do, and then compare that to the market price. So you'll get teams that exactly what I was talking about, where it becomes unfashionable. The big one that I've used over this year is a team called Malaga.
The Malaga boys.
Malaga boys, and Malaga historically don't score many goals.
Yeah.
So if ever you put a bet up and say, "Oh, Malaga are over 2.5 goals," like the bet we've had on Aberdeen, I get emails, texts, WhatsApps, messages on Twitter saying, "Nonsense! They don't score." Blah. It's actually not about that. If you track the price of Malaga over a period of time, eventually, if they don't score goals, it doesn't matter whether they do or don't. Eventually, the price becomes what we call value. So, we're getting into more what I do here. If you take the over 1.5 goals, that is 2.14 here at St Mirren. Now, so the game 20 minutes in, is it 32 minutes in, it's 2.14. So that price is a percentage. So 100 divided by the price gives you the percentage. So we divide 100 by 2.14, something you could build into Twitter to do this for you, to give you build into Excel.
Yeah.
Need to stop the wine. Build into Excel. So that equates to a 46.72% chance of there being 1.5 goals at St Mirren, according to the market. It's not saying you can't. It's not like a toss of a coin. We can't say there is exactly that, but the market is making it a 46.72% chance. You see, it's now gone up to 2.18. 100 divided by 2.18. It's now become a 45% chance. So as time goes on in the match, the less chance there is. This match was value pre-kickoff, based on the way St Mirren have been trending. So we're going to bet. We've got 30 minutes. We're going to bet £4 now, Chris, at 2.2.
2.2, £4 in, place bets, confirm.
And then we'll leave it and we'll bet another £4 at half time.
So we're dripping in again.
Yeah, if there's a goal, then we will remove our liability and you just need one more goal in the second half. If there isn't a goal, we'll have another £4 at half time and manage it in the second half. So we can sit here there. Werder Bremen Köln, you've done £8. I've got my account with you. We're -8.
Good stuff. Good to get something in the other column of that account anyway.
Shall
I close this one then?
You can close that tab yet. Don't need that.
Very nice. Okay.
But that again, people can build this into sheets to track prices. Again, I'm sure you can help them all with this, that in effect you would just want to see an upward graph. So you would take St Mirren's last 5 or 6 games that have been under 1.5. So they've not had 2 goals in, and track the price up, and you're able to work out then how many times do they go over 1.5, how many times do they go under, and you might have, in an easy world, let's say they played 20 games, 10 have been under, 10 have been over, it's 50%. So if 50% of their games go over 1.5, but you could back them at 2.3, 2.4, 2 being even money, then you're always on the right side of it. You're always on the right side of value. So this is something I'm very heavily into, which even the FTS guys I've not really discussed much with. I like to track teams and prices. Basically, that I'm against the grain. I do use the phrase in the podcast, against the grain. I like to find the teams that aren't performing well, but the price is going up. Because people, what we call in betting world, people, you saw it in the election. Donald Trump went to 1.24 on Tuesday night on Betfair. It was just a massive overreaction, and that's the word. People overreact to things, and in football it tends to be they overreact to teams like Liverpool, who are scoring goals. They'll be far too low, and teams that aren't scoring goals will be far too high, and then you'll have the middle ground where a lot of games you just leave alone. But it can all be done in Excel.
It can be. I was interested in, on the heat map. So let me just go back to the heat map. So we were looking at the championship, weren't we? And it's just not very profitable. Is that just because it's a very popular market, and the more popular the market is?
This is a good example actually that you've picked here. So if you take the betting column G16 is under 0.5 back.
Yep.
So basically what that is saying is, if you back under 0.5 goals in the first half, so you're backing there'll be 0 goals in the first half. If you do actually place that bet, you can see just between 2.72 and 3, we would have lost over 100 points. 40, 23, 124 points. The reason being, the perception is, and it is a perception, the perception is that the championship is very competitive and there's no goals.
Yeah.
So you never get value. You never get value backing in that situation, backing unders. The value actually would be exactly what I'm saying. I would be looking there to back overs. I accept I'm going to have some losing runs, but the value in the market will be. So if you go down to over 0.5 back now to the championship, because the unders isn't profitable, there's got to be a profitable area in the unders. So if we just scoot across to the over, so you can see there, now we see it from 1.42 up to 1.71 and above. That's where it starts to make money. And again, that's where I would wait the 20 minutes and go in. But you accept you're going to have losing runs. That's the key. That's part of the gambling part, is you've got to accept the losing runs. But that, again, that's purely a perception that there's no goals in the championship. People talk about certain leagues. Holland, loads of goals. Championship, no goals. Segunda, no goals. French League 2, no goals. MLS, loads of goals. Germany, loads of goals. And it's a lot of it is just perception rather than based on what are the facts and what are the prices.
Absolutely, and that's what Excel helps us do, doesn't it? It
That's
just
what it enables you to do. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't, I say to people, my job's boring. I don't look at any football teams or who's playing. I look at the numbers on an Excel sheet. And that goes, right, bang, I want to have that bet.
Yeah. And you do support a team, though, of course. Do support.
I'm a Spurs fan, yeah.
Yeah, guys, by the way, in the chat, I've put a link to the Excel VBA for football traders VIP community. You can go and check that out. There's a nice little write-up there. There's also 5 free videos if you want to go and check it out. Absolutely no cost to yourself. You're very welcome to go and do that. 5band says, I want the Excel file, please. That's not for sale, I'm afraid, guys. It's just an example of the power of Excel. And if you get involved with the community, I'll be teaching you and we'll be moving towards doing that kind of analysis. Yeah, DC saying, I'm dying to think about people betting on this election. I mean, I think you said on your podcast, Ian, some people must have made some serious money out of the election.
Yeah, well, I mean, I may be interested to Betty because I don't know. I don't think they can bet on it in America. It is the biggest ever betting market on Betfair. It is topped. It was 400 million, pretty much.
That's amazing.
It has topped over 500 million now. It's the biggest. It is the biggest betting event that Betfair has ever seen. The 2016 election was the second biggest, but it's now up to 522 million. Joe Biden is a price of 103, which basically is about a 97% chance of being the next president. And
do you think that's like professionals who've driven that, or is it just like people just tipping in?
Yeah. Well, what amazed me, given so much, obviously, in the sort of mantra in Betfair is, and you see the matched price up on your top right of your just above the market. You see there's a match price there. That's it, literally just above that, just above to the right a little bit. Yeah. So in that market, there's 11,564. What that actually means is that there's about 5,700 being matched, because when you match a pound on Betfair, it shows as 2. So that presidential election, there's 500 million, which actually means there's 250 million of real cash. Don't ask me why Betfair do it, but they do.
Yeah.
They show a pound matched on each side. On the back side, every back bet, there's got to be a lay bet because somebody's taking your bet, so they match it up. But what amazed me with that, I was amazed. I stayed up on Tuesday. I was amazed. If you click the graph next to Donald Trump, that's all big. Just next to Donald Trump's name, there's a little graph. Yeah. And if you click that and you see how his price has gone up and down, I was staggered in a market of that volume that it hit 1.24. And, because you think there's a lot of money in the market, exactly like you. There's probably a lot of professional players. There's a lot of people who know exactly what they're looking at. They're looking at the data, seeing it. But the reaction was, when it looked like he was going to win Florida and Ohio, everybody thought this is 2016 all over again.
Yeah.
This is 2016.
Is that when he was 1.24 then?
And he went down to, you can see that at the top there, just underneath his name on the left-hand side, it says matched low 1.24. And that was about 2 o'clock-ish UK time in the morning, maybe a bit earlier. He was not the favourite, and he went down to 1.24. So at that time, people were giving him, I think it's about 76%, maybe more. 80%. That's an 80% chance of winning the election at that time. It was a massive overreaction, purely driven by this is 2016 all over again. This is what happened to Hillary, and I'm just staggered that. I understand why people thought like that, but I was staggered that the market moved that much. I could see him going favourite certainly, but not to 1.24, not to an 80% chance. It was a layers. There'll have been people who piled into that and made a lot of money, have laid him at a very short price. And
so that kind of market, in contrast to the championship market we were just looking at, that kind of market, it doesn't happen very often, does it? A presidential election. So Betfair probably don't know how to price it themselves.
Yeah. I mean, it's purely driven by people and what people think. But that's what's amazed me. I'm amazed that the clever people were driving the market down that low.
Good stuff. Right. Just a quick one then. So let's get off politics quickly. So guys, at halftime in this game, we will have let's move over to the PowerPoint file here. We'll have the entry for the membership giveaway. So Bart is with us behind the scenes here. What you're going to have to do is put a certain word into the chat. Where am I going here? Let's stay here for a second. You're going to have to put a certain word into the chat. That's going to enter you for the free membership for the Excel VBA for football traders community. We're going to do that at halftime. So yeah, so that's what I was doing. I was going back to Betfair here. So that's in about 5 minutes time, guys. In about 5 minutes, I'm going to open the entry just for 5 minutes during halftime. I'm going to give you a hashtag to put into the chat. That's going to enter you for the free competition. And then towards the end of the stream, we'll actually draw for that competition. What are we looking to happen in this one then, Ian? Aberdeen, Hibernian. We're looking.
You basically still have got. It's only 41 minutes gone. The Betfair clock is always wrong. There's 41 minutes gone in the game. You have got 49-55 with injury time. You've still got 55 minutes for a goal, my friend.
Yeah, okay.
And that one we just wait, and that one we're just going to sit on till half time. We're going to top that bet up at half time again at a better price. You went in at 2.22, you'll get 2.8586. We'll have another one, and then when the goals flying in the second half, St Mirren, massively strong team in the second half. Chris, trust me, they're going to score. They're going to score 8 in the second half. It'll be 8-0 that game. Good
stuff. Got another question here from Mike, which is. How much of data analysis can be used for forecasts? Interesting. You got any thoughts on that one, Ian? Or do you want to bat it off to me?
I think it can be used for anything. It's yeah. You've got, that's the point you've got to stress. Forgetting the betting side. I know Chris and I have become good friends and we're talking about betting, but it's the analysis. The key here is Excel can do anything, but once you've got the data, it can do that. You can still run away with that data. You've then got to be disciplined in how you use it and what you'd use it for. And in effect, you're asking a question. You said it earlier, Chris. All I say to Chris is, I want to ask the data this question, and I want to ask it over a lot of games. With a big data set, can it do it and give me the answer I want? He comes back nearly every time and says yes. So yes, it can. Of course, it can. But it's what exactly do you want to ask it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's knowing. It's knowing what to ask. Much anything.
Yeah. What you want to ask it.
At the same time, you've got to be careful not to get into analysis paralysis as well, like having too much analysis and knowing when to make a decision on things.
Nearly everything we've talked about tonight with me is price. There's lots of columns on that sheet, which the guys download. There's people who get exactly the same sheets as me with stats and percentages on, which I'm not at all interested in. Everything I'm interested in is what is the price of that? That's where I start. What price are they? And does that price lead to anything that will entice me into having a bet?
Good stuff. Mike says, can I code this in VBA? I think that's a joke, Mike. I think it is, but all the spreadsheets we're seeing tonight are coded in Excel using VBA. LV with a question. How do you track price trends when a team has different opposition each week, which in itself will affect prices? Ian, I feel like we're kind of putting you on the grill a bit here, but if you're happy to take that one as well.
Yeah, again, I'm conscious of not getting in too much to what I do. I have a price matrix. In effect, I band teams. I band teams by price. So I'll group teams together, and I'll have a matrix of expecting what I think that price should be, and then I'll follow teams who aren't hitting that price and they're not performing in that matrix. In effect, so I come back to it doesn't really matter whether it was St Mirren or a tin of beans. I follow it up, but I know what teams I'm looking out for that are going to be on that trend of going up. But yeah, we're getting into stuff that you've built for me, Chris, that people haven't seen and we haven't got here.
Yeah, sure. I mean, this is all. I mean, Ian said it already. I mean, it's all like the technical stuff is one thing, but hopefully, what you're feeling through this is the way you're thinking about what's going on. And I always use the term planning and conceptualization. Planning and conceptualization is so important in Excel, and people in the chat who've been with me for a while will know I'm always talking about this. So you've got to develop your experience with Excel, with spreadsheets and part of that is hanging out with people who are, you know, further down the road than you, to be able to understand what's possible in Excel, what's in my toolkit. Yeah. And then from there, we can conceptualize. But I also like this word translation. You know, when Ian calls me on a rainy Tuesday morning and he's like, come on, we've got to do this. I'm listening to my customer. He's saying, I need to do X, Y, Z. But in the background, I'm doing a translation job. Okay, if we do that, then what does that translate to in terms of a VBA technique? You know, is it even possible? So I like to think of us as planning and conceptualization is so important. I like to think of us as programmers as kind of translators as well. And this is going to be a big theme in the Excel VBA football traders community. Not just learning a technique, you know, not just learning a bit of VBA, but learning a whole mindset, really, a whole way of approaching problem solving. That's going to be really powerful for you. LV says, thanks, both. Appreciate it. And Mike says, thank you as well. Yeah, it's a great pleasure, guys. And any further questions you've got, Excel, we're very happy to answer them. Let's go back to Betfair quickly. So okay, we're in half time now.
All right. So now we're going to have another £4 on at 3.
For St. Mirren, yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
£4 on.
That's it.
Confirm. Yep.
And now it's half time it was literally half time at Aberdeen. If you want to do your draws and raffles and whatever I can win, I'm in.
Good stuff. Okay, so we are going to get into. I'll just put me on for a second. So Ian, if you want a little break, then you go for it. I'll just put me on for a second.
Go to the loo. Lovely.
Okay. Yeah. So guys, as I said, having great fun tonight with Ian, and I'm getting insights myself. I hope you're getting insights too. I hope you're getting a feel for the power of Excel VBA. But we are giving away, as I said, a membership to our Excel VBA football traders community. If you go to the description below this stream, you can go over to the website and read about this new community. It's for people like you who are working with football data, curious about what might be possible. You can work with me. I've got 5 years or more. It feels like more. 5 or more years of experience of working with Ian, building tools for him. I'm going to be sharing my experience. 8:35. So we'll go until 8:41 for this one. Let me get you a better view of that. Yeah, we'll go till 8:41. And all you got to do is in the chat, you have to put hashtag put me in. Hashtag put me in the chat. That's all you got to do. So hashtag put me in. You've got 5 minutes from now. And let's see if we can get a timer on the screen as well. Let's get this going here. Okay, 5 minutes. 5 minutes from now. There we go. So we've got 5 minutes and Sam is in already. Gaz is in already. And Andrew is in already. Mike is in already. Very good. So we've got about 5 minutes from now, guys. And yeah, and in the meantime, any questions about the community? Any questions for Ian about his football stuff? Any questions about Excel VBA? I can see got 70 people watching at the moment. Just put your questions in the chat. Very happy to deal with those questions. God, it's 8:30. We've been going for an hour and a half already. So we've got 5 minutes now for you to enter. So get involved. And then we're going to get the Excel lottery, Tigers Tombola, the Excel lottery file. We're going to break that out later. We're going to put all the names into the lottery. Then right at the end of the stream, we'll have our 2 winners, one for the best learning journal and one for the best, one lucky winner who's going to win our random draw here. So we've got plenty of people coming in here. David Brown with 4 entries. Please only enter once if you can. that is going to help us. Good stuff. And while that's going on, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about what we're going to be getting up to in our new Excel VBA Football Traders VIP community. So how does it all work? I received a question today via email. So Lee, my man Lee Stanyland from Sheffield. I think you're from Sheffield. I know you support Sheffield United. Thanks for your question. But how does it all work? This community? Well, all of these videos, they're not YouTube videos. They're not videos that I'm going to send you. You have to download. They're all embedded on our brand new all singing, all dancing website. I'm going to open up here, and it's a very smooth experience. The feedback I've had so far, what it's like working through the learning materials, seems to be a very smooth experience. So all of the videos are on there, the download files. You just click onto the site, and there's a whole kind of interface for managing how you're going through these videos, and you can go ahead and work through the videos there. Yeah, I said here, we'll even remember, this is so cool, even I didn't know this happened, but we'll remember where you got to on the last video. So you can just, next time you come to the website, we'll tell you you've got this far on the video, and then you just carry on from where you left off. And as I said, on the foundational course, Excel VBA for football traders, I'll be sending out probably one video a week. So very simple, because I've run a membership program like this for a year, and some people say, well, there's too much stuff in there. This program is very simple, one video a week. I'll send you an email to remind you got that video, probably 10 minutes, 15 minutes, maybe up to 20 minutes, maybe a touch longer sometimes. So you've got one video a week in there. As I said, yeah, we'll be in email communication. So I'll be emailing you about the community, you know, when new videos are released, what's going on in the community, and also the forum. And as I mentioned, the forum is Facebook based, but that's the forum. You can go over there. You can post about the problems you're having, see what everybody else is up to. It's all going to be good stuff. So that gives you a sense of how it's working. Got plenty of people who want to enter here. That's good to see. Paul's with us tonight. How are you doing, Paul? Good to see you. Mike says, no questions, just a big thank you for everything, Chris. Oh, Mike, you're a legend. Thank you, my friend. I've stepped away from VBA, but the most important concept about programming I've learned from you is resilience. Couldn't say it better myself, Mike. Couldn't say it better myself. And yeah, if you want to get good at programming, you've got to respond in the right way when things go wrong, because things are going to go wrong all the time. And Ian knows, Ian's back now. Ian knows the amount of time we spend testing things and debugging things. If you can respond in the right way, you can build your resilience. That is the #1 thing to building your skills as a programmer. And welcome to Abdul, another one of our members. Abdul is with us as well. So back to our little PowerPoint here. What else can I tell you? In fact, let's go back to the timer. Okay, Bart, we're down to 25 seconds here. It's 22, 21. You've got another 20 seconds to go. Hashtag put me in, just like Paul Taylor has done, if you want to be entered. I haven't seen an entry from Ian Erskine. That's unbelievable. But
what am I going to do?
Hashtag put me in the chat. You got 5 seconds.
I don't even know where the chat is.
Don't worry. Here we are. Okay. There we go. Got to put Ian in as well. Okay. So the time is done, guys. So thanks if you entered. So Bart, and thank you so much to Bart for helping. Bart is helping behind the scenes. Bart's going to take all your names. We're going to put it into an Excel file. Then I'm going to fire up Tiger's lottery, Tiger's tombola, and we're going to choose a random winner towards the end of the stream. Good, good. So what's going on in the chat? Lee says, I didn't know anything about VBA before the first lockdown in March, apart from how to run a macro, but now I know loads, and there's no better teacher than Chrissy. Lee, thank you, man, as he makes things so simple to understand. I would say about Lee, I don't want this to be like a mutual, you know, blow smoke up each other's backsides thing, but Lee did bring a great attitude to learning. You know, that's why I'm trying to get going with this community. If you turn up every week, you'll be amazed how much progress you can make. Turn up every week, do the video over a month, 2 months, 3 months. You'll be amazed how much progress you can make.
He didn't know anything about football pre-lockdown, and he still doesn't.
There you go. There you go. Well, Lee's into his horses, isn't he? I don't know.
He's a Man U fan, isn't he? He's a big Man U fan.
Well, he's going to have Poch. He's going to have a quality manager soon. So
I got
we'll
that's been done.
Agree. Thank you to Sambo Cass as well. Says I'm the man for Excel. Excellent. Paul is sorting out the new laptop whilst watching this. Good stuff, Paul. Betty's saying fascinating stuff on VBA and training. Thanks to you both. Absolute pleasure, Betty, and thanks to Betty for getting into the channel recently. Appreciate all the comments and everything. Mike says, yep, take it step by step. Chris will help you through it. Okay. Yeah, good stuff. So how much time we got until the games start again? We're still on.
You're all right. You're fine for a bit. You're fine for a bit.
Okay, I'll tell you a little bit more about our little community. Yes, so the bedrock of this community is our foundational Excel VBA course, which is the first 8 parts are in there now. It's about 2.5 hours so far. I'm going to be releasing 1 part a week, pretty much forever. Yeah, and I've got an idea of the foundational skills you need, but as we go along, we're going to open up this course to suggestions from people. You know, I want you to go in this direction, I want you to go in that direction. We're going to see how it goes. But this is the core offering. This course, and as I said, you work through it 1 video a week, you're going to make massive progress. And I've said at the bottom there, 1 times weekly video release. Then we've also got our member workshops, and this is where we're going to take a specific member issue. So, you know, and you know better than me what you're trying to do in Excel. Maybe you're moving data from one file to another file every day or every weekend. It's just getting on your nerves. Maybe you're, I don't know, putting the same formula in lots of different places and it's getting on your nerves and you're thinking, maybe I'll be able to automate that. That's exactly the kind of example we're looking for the member workshops. I said here, a short video tutorial series based around a specific member problem, and 2 workshops we've already got planned. And there's a chance if you're a member that you could feature in a workshop yourself. So I'll base a short video series on a specific problem that you're having. So we've got the workshops as well. What else we got? We've got the forum, the exclusive member forum. And you know what's funny about the forums is we run another membership on the channel that's called Members Monday. And what I've found is, you know, people like the videos, but video is not the best part. People like talking to me, but even talking to me is not the best part. The best part is the forum. So being able to meet other people who are doing the same thing as you, being able to get support, being able to get answers when you need answers, being able to get inspiration, just having someone to chat to, you know, who's going to understand because they kind of understand what you're trying to do. This seems to add a lot of value for people, and we're going to have a forum in our community. I've got it started today. We've got our first people in there today. It's a place for members to hang out and exchange ideas. I'll just deal with one final question, still on the half time as far as I can see. Yeah, I had a good question. I think this is from Joe, Joe Hamilton. So yeah, a big welcome to Joe if you're watching, but if you're not watching, I said I'll deal with this question. And then Visual Light Limited, a real technical question. What does VBA stand for? VBA stands for Visual Basic for Applications. And it's the programming language that sits behind Excel, and it sits behind all of the other Office applications as well. So Word and PowerPoint. You can also get cool stuff happening in those using VBA. And to be honest, in my career, even though I'm an Excel trainer, I've never been able to succinctly define what VBA is, but by understanding what it can do, that's the best way to understand it. And the best way to understand it is automation. So all that stuff you do in Excel, moving A to B, this workbook to that workbook, creating this workbook from that workbook, those repeated tasks, we can take those instructions that you're doing yourself, put them into VBA, translate them into VBA, and get them done at the click of a button. And this is what we did with Ian when I first met Ian in what, 2015, 2016?
2015, yeah.
2015. Ian said, you know, Ian said to me, I spend 4 hours a day with this process. Well, 4 hours a week actually is with this this weekly football process. And then we spent a few months and we just automated it, worked through it, and now it's not quite click of a button, is it? But it's kind of click of a few buttons.
Yeah, you got down. It was. I mean, it was a start at 4 a.m. on a Friday morning to final probably till 11 o'clock, sort of 7 hours. And yeah, now it's down to three buttons.
Yeah. So I remember we put it into 16 stages first, didn't we, to begin with, and then we automated it. But
now it's 3 buttons in 15, 20 minutes. Yeah.
So that's the best way to think about VBA, you know, just to give you a real world example. But in practice, it's very difficult to conceptualize what it is if you've never seen it in action. So I'd say if you want a taster of VBA, you know, probably don't sign up for this community, but go to the YouTube channel and go to our Excel VBA for Beginners playlist, Excel VBA for Beginners, and just try a few of the videos. Our first video is like 5 minutes, and it will get making your first VBA program. If you can feel the possibilities and you're like, wow, that was cool, I'd like to do something else, that means you're off and running. You've got to get a positive addiction to those kind of that good feeling you get when everything works. If you can get things working, then you're off and running with your VBA career. Good. Any other questions here? Okay, yeah. Betty says, Chris, I need you to take up Python programming so you can help me with that. Now, I do want to address this. So lots of people talk about Python, using Python these days, you know, and there's no doubt for me, Python is a more powerful language. What? It's a more powerful language than VBA. So in terms of how quickly you can process data, Python wins, yeah? But with any programming language, with any platform, there's advantages and disadvantages. And the great advantage of Excel, it's no longer the fastest, but with proper VBA, it's pretty fast, you know, and Ian will attest to that. But Excel, it's so accessible. Yeah, it's on everybody's desktop. If you want to share your file with somebody else, that's very easy done with Excel. And with Excel, it's very easy to test because the calculations, the code, it's all there and you can see what's happening in the spreadsheet. And often with Python, you'll find people kick out the files in Excel anyway. That's because Excel really is the common currency in organizational life. You know, I often say that. So Python's possible. And I recently read a book, which is Statistical Sports Models in Excel by a guy called Andrew Mack. I just want to talk about this for a second, actually. I don't know if you've heard of this Andrew Mack guy, Ian. Have you heard of him?
Yeah, I've read his book. Yeah.
It was so interesting, his book, because it was about Excel. And in the book, he's critical of Excel. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I'm critical of Excel too. But it was a really good case in point for me because he says, I built this formula. Yeah. And he shows the fair play to him. He shows the formula in the book. But you could use another formula to do that thing. Yeah. And it would be much, much easier. In fact, you could use one of the data analysis formulae we learn in the first 5 parts of the course to do what he does there. So it's an illustration of somebody with incomplete knowledge of Excel passing a judgment on Excel, on whether to use Excel or not. This happens all the time. Yeah. People who don't know VBA, there's no evidence in that book that Mack's even using VBA. Yeah. So I'd say before you dismiss Excel and say, I've got to go to Python, are you using VBA? Are you using, taking advantage of everything Excel's got to offer? So yeah, that people who know me, they would have heard that argument many times. So that's why I'm sticking with Excel. But maybe one day we will get into Python. Right then, are we kicked off again here? 49
minutes. We're off in both now. 4 or 5 minutes into the second half. I was just putting some other bits on while I was listening to you there.
Good stuff. Okay,
if my head's around, it's not because I've got some sort of disorder. It's the fact I've got betting on that screen, scores on that screen, spreadsheets there, you in the middle. So that's all.
Spreadsheets there as well, yeah.
Yeah.
Ian calls me Chrissy Spreadsheets, by the way.
Yeah, that's what you are.
Yeah. Spreadsheets, or sometimes just spreadsheets. Yeah. Mike says, for lockdown, I had to sort out a script that downloads results from Smart Survey and populate a spreadsheet against a previously established that went back to VBA. I'm seeing more and more people do this, Mike. And actually, I did this on one of my recent projects, which is you use an online survey tool, Microsoft Forms you can use. There's another one that one of my customers is using. Smart Survey must be the same thing. So you can send that out to people. People can fill it out remotely and then download everything into Excel. And then you can create a nice Excel dashboard for processing questionnaires and surveys. You know, how cool is that? And I'm doing this for a customer at the moment. And it just works really nicely with VBA. You know, you get the data in. Because the data is auto-generated, it's nice data. You know what columns you're going to get. You got high data quality. You can drop that into an Excel file, run your VBA. Maybe you don't even need VBA. You could do this with formulae, run VBA, you get a very nice report. So that's a way of working that I'm kind of getting used to at the moment. Where's Betty? Betty talking about Python. Here we go. Yeah, Betty's looking for good Python tutorials, especially matrix operations. Python is too young yet to have good tutorials. Yeah, it takes a while for good tutorials to get onto YouTube, probably like 10 years. So we'll see. I know, because when I first started my YouTube videos, nobody was really on YouTube doing Excel. Now it's very competitive, Excel YouTube videos. Betty say, I'm not, yeah, I know you're not dismissing VBA. Don't worry, Betty. I'm just getting on my high horse as I usually do. Andrew, I've been looking at Python over the last week. Any recommendations on books and stuff?
Pet Shop. Boom, boom.
Ian says you can go to Pet Shop for Python. There we go. I hope you got a bear on like I have. Okay. Mike says Python is better when trying to use data from Excel, irrelevant of environment. VBA is fantastic when everyone has Excel installed on their Windows devices. Exactly, Mike. So yeah, my assumption is generally most people are using Excel. And Mike says, yeah, I use VBA even for the download. Good stuff. Right. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Bart. So Bart has shared the results here. So I'm going to go ahead and get our lottery file ready.
Oh, here we go.
And then maybe we'll have a look at the results here. But in the meantime, guys, yeah, any questions you want us to deal with? What was that?
Andrew's put, oh dear. So I know Andrew, he's a good lad. Other than being a Liverpool fan, he's a lovely guy.
Good stuff. All right, let's say any questions for Ian while I set up the lottery. There we go. There we go. How are the games looking in? So Aberdeen and St Mirren looking good?
Still nothing happening, son. We'll be there. There'll definitely be a goal at Aberdeen. Definitely.
Stuff.
If there's not a goal at Aberdeen, I'll get a job.
We've heard that before. Definitely heard that before. Ian, tell us the story about how we first met, just while I go into the Dropbox here. How did we first start working together?
Well, I was struggling time-wise. Oh, my God, they've all come out now, haven't they? Oh, you never walk alone. Lionel, sort yourself out. No, I was a guy who came to a seminar I did in 2013, a guy called Cav, who's a lovely guy. He sort of got involved with trying to help me make my stuff a bit simpler. When he sort of got a bit more involved in betting, he went full-time himself after about a year with me. And then in that process of him going full-time, I taught him a lot of what I do. And he sort of looked at me and said, "You're barking mad. Why do you do it like this? There's got to be simpler ways." And I said, "Well, I'm a bit of a dinosaur. I'm a bit older than Kev. That's the way I've always done it." And he rang me up one day and he said, "I think I've got a solution to this. There's a guy Tiger Spreadsheet Solutions. I'm going to go and have a chat with him, see what he's all about, and then would you like to go and meet him? I said, yeah. I said, if he can make it easier. And as I said earlier, I was very skeptical. I thought none of this can be done. It's all, what I do is far too complicated for Excel. And I think he came to meet you first, and then he said, right, we're going to go and see you in Nottingham.
Yeah, we met in London first.
That's right. We met in the pub in London first. That's right. Yeah. But the sort of main process, then we came up to meet you in Nottingham. I'm going to tell the Hooters story. And we sat there, and I talked you through what I do on a Friday morning. For my fixed odds betting, I compile an odds sheet basically covering 11 leagues, quite in depth, my own sort of formulas that I want in there. So I sat and talked you through that. And what amazed me about you was you just had a little notebook and you scribbled stuff in it that made no sense, exactly like that. And you just sat and sort of scribbled it. And my opinion of him was, I thought, this is a really bright guy, but he's just not taking this seriously. He's just writing like one line down. I'm talking for half an hour, and it ends up with one line of scribble in this book.
Yeah.
And I think I didn't hide that. I said, I don't think it can be done. I don't think you can do this. And you then said, let me take you for a drink, guys. And you took us to Hooters. And Cav is a Man U fan. And at the time, Mourinho was manager of United. Spurs were starting to do slightly better. And we sat in a triangle in this Hooters in Nottingham. You sort of on the end and me and Cav opposite each other. And me and him just sat and argued for about an hour and a half about
like this.
And you were like a tennis match like that. And I thought, I did think the next day, because I thought, this is horrendous. This is like a professional job that we're meant to be getting this guy to do. And we've gone to that pub and just sat and pretty much ignored ladder row about football. And that was the first job that we sort of tasked you. And I'll be honest, I never for 1 minute thought that you could do it. And I'm still using that sheet every single week now that you built then. I can't praise you enough. I think whilst I'll take the mickey, I think you are without doubt the best at what you do. I think you're brilliant. It chokes me up to say it. I'm not.
Oh, geez. No, seriously. I mean, it was like when I met Cav, who Ian was working with at the time. So I had to go meet Cav first, and Cav gave me a real grilling. I remember he was like, okay, how'd you do this? How'd you do that? He was really on the ball. Like, he's a really smart guy. And then I was like, oh, end of the meeting, fine. And then he said, right, we're going to go meet the main guy now. So it's like, I had to go through the gatekeeper, and then I was going to go meet the top boss. And then we just went and had a pint. Yeah, it was good. I've never had a meeting like it before. I've got to say.
Funny, a lot of people say that when they meet me for the first time.
Yeah, it was good. We're behind the scenes, guys. We're just sorting out the results here. Bart's doing a nice job for
Dave
us.
asked the question: is Hooters in the UK same as Hooters in the not as bad, Dave? No, it's not. We're a bit more refined over here.
I've never been to the States. Never been to the States, guys.
You've never been to America?
Never been.
Why is that? You can't get in?
I go as far as Barbados a couple of times. Turn back there, yeah.
I love it. I love the States. I think you're barking mad, the lot of you.
It's like a reality show.
States. I love the place.
Okay, let's take this comment down. So how are we doing on our games then? So we're waiting for...
It's the joys of football.
So I've got to keep my hands off the keyboard now.
Yeah, you just got to sit and wait. That's it. I sit and wait. I could start singing. Oh no, you banned me from singing, didn't you?
Yeah. I said one thing Ian can't do is sing. Okay. Good. Right.
Right, we got a raffle coming up now, haven't we?
We're still sorting out the entries behind the scenes. I tell you what, though, Ian, once I get the Tigers tombola open, it's going to blow your mind.
I'm intrigued to see it. Yeah, I've not seen this. Stay across the pond.
Yeah.
It's all COVID and chaos. Yeah, I've had CNN on about 4 days straight, and Fox News. I keep flicking between the two to get alternative views on it all.
Yeah, nice. Has it been called for Biden, by the way? Don't want to go too far into politics,
Not
but
yet.
has it been called?
Not. I think so. Betfair's still 103. I don't know whether the Betfair market would shut if it was called for him.
Mm.
No, I think it's a few weeks yet. That will go on. But yes, that's not why we're here tonight, Chrissy. We're here for a bit of VBA and Excel.
Indeed. Okay. So no gold here. Yeah, we're just waiting here.
This is what happens. I've turned the guy who's in Excel. He's more interested in the football scores now. See?
Yeah, no, seriously.
Listen to Mindset Mondays, Chrissy. Don't keep checking the results, son.
You know, when we started doing this, I've got to tell people the story of Chrissy's top bet. So
Oh God.
I was building a sheet for Ian and just put in some VBA code to find the most profitable bet of the day, and it checks about a few thousand bets sometimes. And so Ian like started sharing these bets, and then I started following them. And suddenly I was following like the Danish Football League at, at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I was like, what did my life get to? So I had to listen to Ian and guys, you can't be following bets, can you? It did start to dominate my life. So.
Oh, it's like Betty says there. Betty says no in the comments, no politics. This is my safe space. Because following that election would drive you mad. And I say it about people in football. It'd drive you barking mad, following every goal. You'd flip your lid.
Yep.
Right.
Indeed.
We're close to unraveling this lotto now.
Right, this is the lottery.
Look at this. This is what people want to see.
Oh, yes. Here we go. So I won't start it yet, but everybody's names are going to go in here. So Bart, I can't find any file yet. Could you put it in the Tombola folder in Dropbox, Bart? Is that possible? I can't find anything in the Tombola folder in Dropbox. Yeah, so we're going to get everybody's names in, and this file, we're going to see the balls move. Fans of Tiger would have seen the lottery file work before.
Can you just type a couple of demo? Does it have to fill up with names, or does it work on? Could you just type a couple of names in and give it a demo?
Certainly can.
Because I'm intrigued how to see this works.
Okay, so we're just warming up here, guys. So there's not going to be any winners here or anything. This is just
unless your name's one.
Yeah. Here we go. Okay, and there go the balls.
This is good.
There we go.
It's sad that I'm excited by this on a Friday night.
Yeah, Paul's right. It's amazing how you can talk about the same thing for hours on end. Here we go. Mike says it was a bit odd when Chris says, we'll see the balls move. Indeed. Okay, what's happened here? Okay, so, and then we have the winning ball coming down, and there it comes. Can you see it coming?
Oh, look at this. Look at this. The winner's name one. There you go.
Name one. The membership is yours. So that just gives you...
That's basically how it's going to work.
That's how it's going to work. We've got to get everybody's names in here.
Come on, Bart.
We're still working on that. I think me and Bart are having a massive miscommunication here. Okay, Bart's going to send me an email. Okay, good stuff. Yeah, Bart, I've got it. Thank you so much, Bart. Okay, so let's do a little bit of Excel tonight. Okay, so here we go. So our job is to get these names Brilliant. Okay, how many people got entered here then? 26 people entered. So, you know, not a bad shot here for the people who have entered. Okay, then we're going to copy you in. So Control-Alt-V, and V for values. And everybody is in. Okay, apart from the people down here. Gianluca is with us. How are you, Gianluca? I haven't seen you for a while. Okay, let's just got to update the model then. Now, if I had a fully dynamic solution, we wouldn't have to do this, of course. So we can improve this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got the old live Excel going. Let's get the formatting consistent first.
Yeah, let's see. That looks, yeah. Come on.
Okay, there we go. Right, so how does this file actually work?
Oh. Sorry, guys.
This is a Monte Carlo simulation. It's a Monte Carlo simulation. So it works from generating random numbers. And somewhere in this file, is it up here? Let's go and find this. Let's have a look. Okay, somewhere anyway, we're generating a random number. The random number is being put into a slot here. It's going to be put into a slot, and then it's going to return the value of the slot it gets into. Now, I've covered this on the channel quite a few times. What is going on here? Let's do some updates here. There's stuff over here. I see. HA8. Okay. All right, now that should be okay if we just take that down. There we go. Okay, here we go. I think we're in business, Ian. I think we're back. There we go, one at the bottom. So setting up the model here. Okay, do we need that? Let's take that down, Control D. Okay, how's this looking? That looks okay to me. Right, let's look at this formula. There's our random number. And that's looking in here. That should be okay. Look up true. Okay. So let's set this to 0.0001. Okay, that's returning some. So these are not the winners, by the way. I'm just calibrating the model. I'll tell you when we run the model properly.
Oh, the suspense is just,
yeah.
I don't know what I want to happen first, this or a goal at St Mirren.
Exactly. Well, we're not going to run it until after the... But we're not going to run it until the end of the game.
Oh, the suspense.
We've got to see. We've got to see what happens here.
Gianluca has asked you a question.
Okay, yeah, back into the chat here. Okay, Gianluca. Gianluca, it's good to see you, man. How are you? Any plan to deal with class modules in the future? I've got to be honest with you. I've never done anything with class modules. Yeah. Am I missing out on something? Maybe I am. I'm not sure. I couldn't even tell you what a class module really does. Straight up with you there. So perhaps I am missing out on something. I don't know. You let me know. So no plans at the moment. I can tell you what the plans are at the moment. The plans are to run 3 member communities next year. So we've got people in the chat have got little member symbols by their name. So they've got a little circle with what looks like an S in. They're members of the channel. Most of those people are members of Members Monday. So Members Monday is our foundation community, if you like, and it does what it says on the tin. We meet every Monday for a live stream, go through some Excel stuff from my practice, a member problem or something interesting. So that's our main community, Members Monday. That's our first community. Then we've got our Excel VBA for Football Traders VIP community, what we're talking about tonight. And then our third community is coming soon, the Tiger Cub Excel VBA beginner community. And this is coming in early 2021, I think, but this is for people who just want the beginner stuff. You know, they don't want lots of content, lots of this, lots of that. Just a simple beginner video regularly in their inbox. That's coming. So we've got 3 membership programs coming next year. Okay, good question from Mike. Yeah, Mike, if you know anything about class modules, you want to talk class modules, you know, absolutely be my guest. Maybe I'm missing out on something there. Okay, back to the lottery file. What we can do is we can test the lottery. So I've got a function in this file. I've got a VBA routine that's going to run the file, that's going to run the lottery many times, and it's going to allow us, it's going to record each time it runs it, who won the lottery. Yeah. So it's like a big back testing exercise. We've got a macro in here, test the lottery. Okay. So when we run this, it's going to run the lottery 1,000 times. And we're going to see what happens, because it might be that it just breaks. And, you know, that happens often with programming VBA. But let's go and test the lottery. Okay. 1,000 tests. I'm going to hit OK. Then let's see what happens. Okay. This is classic. I can tell Ian's rubbing off on me because I've got about 6 Excel files open while I'm running a macro. Don't recommend that. Remember to close other Excel files when you run a macro. Otherwise, it's going to take a while, like this has. Okay, but we're getting there. Yeah, so you might be able to see these numbers going up and down. That's because we're testing the lottery. Well, going up. That's because we're testing the lottery. We're running it and then noting down the winner here. So we're doing a validation for the lottery. So it seems to be working okay. Quite slow because we've got lots of other big Excel files open. Okay, but I think we got through that. We did. Are we still going? I think we're still going. Okay. Live VBA, guys. Who knows what's going to happen? Any goals to report, Mr. Erskine?
Not that'll interest you, no. Okay. Goals interest me, but not that interest you at this exact minute. I'm about to join you in entering the Aberdeen game, so.
Nice.
I'm telling you, if there's not a goal there, I'll get a job.
There we go. Okay. At what point do I give up on this macro and close the other files? I think we're going to keep it going. We're going to keep this going. Oh, are we done? No, we're still going. I can see this ticking over.
That's a rookie error, by the way, having a load of files open.
It's such a schoolboy error, seriously. Especially if you've got a file with 25,000 rows in. Make sure that's closed before you start doing this. Okay, Mike's got some helpful comments here. Target spreadsheet solutions, the class is a superior level to the module. It can be imported to a different file. Okay, pretty much as a workbook has a worksheet. Okay, you can define an object, Chris, with property subscriber. Okay. That's how I understood class modules. You could, yeah, create your own objects, like a user form or something. I don't know, but for example, Mike, give me an example. What object would I want to create? Because I think with the objects in Excel, I've got everything I need. So for example, what objects have you created using one of those class modules? I can see our macro is still running here. I think we've got about 80% of the way through. Okay. Okay, good stuff. Macro is still running here. Let's go and check on Betfair. I'm pretty good at filling the dead time, aren't
I? This is quality. This is an absolute lesson.
Absolutely. Okay, yeah, DC is talking about class modules as well. Yeah, helps with other workbooks open to turn off the screen updating and calculations until the end of the macro. 100% DC. What am I going to do? I'm going to sit this out. I can still see these figures updating. We've got 20. So when these get to about 50, we should be okay. We're going to sit it out, guys. We're going to sit it out. Okay, and Jasmine is with me on this. Still hasn't realized the benefit of class modules yet. Yes, indeed. Bruce says, I'm dyslexic. Is it possible we might get one-on-one tuition? Do you mean one-on-one tuition with me? I think you do, Bruce. send me an email, Bruce. Send me an email, info@tigersolutions.co.uk. We can definitely have a chat. And Paul's absolutely right. I can talk rubbish with the best of them. Okay. The tests are finally complete. Right. So let's close some Excel files here. And then we'll go and look at the tests and assess if it's accurate what we've been doing here. Close the heat map. And close the tombola as well. There we go, Alt F4. Okay, good. So as you can see, we've run the lottery 1,000 times. So what we'd expect is, broadly speaking, just take this down, I think. So broadly speaking, yeah, the number of wins would be, about the same. That is what we can see here. So I think I'm happy with that. Yeah, nice little validation exercise for us there. Okay. I'm going to do a dummy run of the membership giveaway now, but this is a dummy run, just to emphasize. So this is just a Jess rehearsal. We're going to see if this works, and then we're going to do the actual run at the end of the football, which is in about 15 minutes time.
15 minutes time we got. Well, about 18, 19 with injury time.
There we go. We're going to start here. There go the balls. Only a dress rehearsal, guys. Balls are going. Ian, you're missing the action.
Oh, sorry. I was looking at this football market. Right. This is a kiddie. Look. I love the balls coming. Look. So this is only the dummy run. So this poor person is going to win.
So Alan
Lawson. Alan won the FTS comp last week.
Seriously?
Yeah.
He's leading a charmed life.
How much is membership
for the Excel VBA football traders community?
Yeah, what he would have won there.
It's £20 a month.
Right, I'll pay for a year for Alan.
Right, Alan.
I feel
that was not planned. Alan, you are in, my friend, with epic generosity here from Ian Erskine.
I don't think you can tease people like that. Alan, have 12 months on me, son.
Alan, you get involved, my friend.
I can't be doing that. Unless he's not in here. If he's not in here, then he can not having it.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Well, Alan, you've got 5 minutes in the chat, and you can claim that from Ian. One thing we will do, though, and I won't tease you any more on this, is the learning journal. Who sent in the best learning journal? I'm going to tease you a bit.
Well done, Al. Good lad.
What was that?
He's ill. He is in, Alan.
Oh, well, good stuff. Okay, yeah. Alan, no, that's Andy. Sorry, where's Alan? Here's
underneath
Alan.
it. Oh, underneath it. What's the matter with you? Stop drinking the beer.
I've had 2 beers. I'm gone. I'm done. Yeah, Alan, yeah, shoot me an email and we will sort that out. Fantastic stuff. Bear with me a second. We're going to talk about journals. And let's talk quickly. It feels a bit silly to talk about journals after, talk about learning styles and stuff after a couple of beers and having fun trading on football and everything. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, if you want to get good at VB, if you want to get good at anything, you've got to develop, well, we're going deep. You've got to develop that metacognition. What? Metacognition. But Ian he's got serious metacognition. It's not just doing what you're doing. It's thinking about, when you're doing it, how am I doing it? So you're thinking on the meta level about what you're doing. Yeah. And in teaching, we call this metacognition. So can you appreciate your own strengths and weaknesses? Mindset Monday, Ian's talking about appreciating your own strengths and weaknesses. Can you understand what you know in Excel and then the stuff you need to know? There's still stuff in Excel I've got to tick off my list. Absolutely stuff that I want to learn. If you can foster this attitude, it's gonna multiply the progress that you're making in Excel. The way to do that, or a good way to start, is to do a learning journal, to start thinking about, okay, what did I do today? Was it easy? Was it difficult? Did I learn that thing that I aimed to learn today? That's the purpose of the learning journal, and we will provide a learning journal for you in our learning community that we're talking about today. So about 2 weeks ago, we started the free content for this course. We started the free content, and I put it out there. Yeah, if you send me a learning journal, I'll put you in for a free membership. And we got about 10 or 12 learning journals. So great job to the people who did the learning journals. I've gone through the learning journals. I marked them in terms of completeness, because some of them sent them in, they weren't quite complete. I marked them in terms of like original content from day to day, because some people sent them in and they had kind of the same thing from one session to the next. Can't squeeze anything past me, you see. And then we'll go ahead and look at the results here. So learning journal. Special mentions to Andy Mitchell and Sambo Cass. Andy Mitchell and Sambo Cass, so they presented very complete journals, lots of evidence from learning there, guys. But the membership, I'm going to give you a 3-month membership here, Gaz. The winner is Gaz. So a great job here from Gaz Sutcliffe, put together a very nice learning journal. So once again, in the chat, Gaz, let me know, are you in the chat? And yeah, let me know, are you here? Shoot me an email and we'll sort you out with a 3-month membership for the Excel VBA Football Traders VIP area. Good. Jasmine says she's liking the colors. Yeah, for some reason I've gone for pink for the Excel VBA Football Traders. Can you see we've got the pink in the background here as well? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Don't leave anything to chance here. Yeah, we've got a bit of pink formatting there. There we go. And Gaz says, thanks, Chrissy. Yeah, Gaz, shoot me an email. I've got your email anyway. Great job on the learning journal, and we'll sort you out with the membership. If you're already a member, I'll credit your account so that you get some free months. Well done, guys. Justin says, can we see an example of the journal? Gaz, can I show your journal? You know what? If I'd been organized, I would have asked you this before the stream. Could I show your journal on the stream? If you don't say anything, I won't show it.
Just need you to put one more bet on, Chrissy.
Okay, let's head over to bet there. Yep.
Just going to completely knock your bank out. St Mirren game.
Yep.
Right, now we need 2 goals in the last 10 minutes or 9 minutes. So we're going to have a little cover position now. See above that, you've got over under 0.5.
Yep.
This will be your final bet of the day. Lay under 0.5 goal, £10. That's it. We're risking another £3.20. Oh, it's suspended.
Yeah.
Go, huh? I'm suspended here. Yeah, you're suspended. Now you got to wait. Hang on, it's going to. No, it's not. Not. Hello. How much are you behind me? No wonder I win. I'm miles ahead.
2 minutes ahead of everybody. Amazing.
That's it. You're done. That's it. Right, you can get on with what you're doing now. Just leave that be now.
Yeah, let's go for Gaz's learning journal here. Journals. Here we go. Gaz S. So this one's plain, by the way. This learning journal. Yeah. So this is what Gaz did. So we had 5 sessions in the first part 1 of the course. So Gaz did 5 journals. So great job. Moved before the session began. Intrigued. I liked it. So some targets for the session. So we're not just walking into the session, sleepwalking into it. We're thinking, I'd like to get something out of this session, having a few goals for it. And then, so what did you learn? What concepts did you learn? So not even formally technical stuff, conceptually, thinking about what's going on. Formulae covered, keyboard shortcuts, 1 per session only, 1 per session there. Punch the air moment, and other interesting things you didn't understand. And then, rating your own understanding every session as well. So how much do you understand? 90%, good stuff. Feeling excited to learn more. So nice job. Let's look at the second session here. Tuesday, 27th of October, and there we go. All good stuff. 80% understanding here. Keen to continue. Very nice. Okay, so just really nice. There's like, yeah, good level of completeness. And Gaz even used, can you see here, this is a good idea. So when you're making notes, is it something that's completely new to you, something you've seen before, something you know and you can practice, or something that you've got total confidence in? And only a few people did this, but Gaz did it, and Gaz did it through the whole learning journal. You know, I thought that was really nice. It's a nice job there, Gaz. Okay, how are we doing then on our game? So we need goals, right?
We're now. I'm worrying about the Aberdeen game now. I'm panicking now. I'm gonna panic on.
Here we go, because here we're looking. Oh yeah, okay. They're going to come through.
Huh?
They're going to come through.
Oh, there'll definitely be a goal. Oh, I told you, I'll get a job. Start teaching Excel.
Yeah, exactly. Andrew's off to bed. Been a great session. Cheers, Andrew. Good to see you. There we go. Good stuff. Yeah, so we'll wait another 5 or 10 minutes for the football to finish.
Hang on. Click on St. Mirren. Click on St. Mirren.
St. Mirren, what's going on?
Oh, it's suspended and not again. No, it was just I'm way ahead of you.
Has there been a goal?
I thought they had them, but it hasn't. No, I did genuinely. Genuinely was about to do a cartwheel around the room. Unbelievable, Jeff.
Unbelievable. So I've got a few more things to talk about with regard to our new community. I'm just going to go ahead and drop the link in the chat one more time. If you want to go and check it out, I've just put the link in the chat. If you want to go and check it out in the website. I've got a few more slides here. Yeah, I've spoken about, do you definitely need VBA? You know, this is a good question. We've spoken about what it is. Do you definitely need it? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. There are different ways to do things in Excel. You know, already spoken about pivot tables, things like Power Query, Power BI. But for me, working with football data and working with other people who are going to use the files I create, VBA is just the best way. It's the cleanest, slickest, and most powerful way to get things done. But yeah, I know one of the tools that FTS provides, which is the Power Builder tool, that doesn't have much or any VBA in. That works just through Power Query. So, you know, there are other routes to go. VBA is not necessarily the only route, but for me, it's probably the best route. Okay, could you do it on your own without a course or membership? Another question I got. You know, it's 100% possible. 100% possible to learn VBA on your own. But here's some things you would miss. You would miss properly organized learning materials. So rather than thinking, what do I have to learn next? And, you know, wading through a load of YouTube content, properly organized materials. You get access to the expert, I'm afraid that's me, and access to like-minded people. Yeah. So, I mean, when I first learned VBA, you know, I didn't lock myself in a dark room for 3 years to learn it. I actually learned it as part of a master's course. And back in the day, 2009, I did a master's in business analytics. A lot of that turned out to be spreadsheets, pretty much a master's in spreadsheets. And I'll tell you, when I started Excel, I was rubbish. I was one of the worst on the course, definitely. So I bet I wouldn't have got into Excel if I hadn't had, you know, people around me. I had a little community around me, other students on the course. I had a really good teacher who I subsequently worked with for about 10 years doing teaching. And I had expert access as well. So I think you really need these things in one way or another. You know, you could organize yourself to get this stuff, but you would have to have really good kind of organizational skills and like commitment to do that. What are some of the alternatives? I don't want to spend the money. You know, I understand that. I'm as tight as it gets, to be honest. But no, that's probably not true. But I understand that if you don't want to spend money online. The first 5 parts of the course are free. So if you go over to the website, sign up, Excel VBA for football traders, and the free content, sign up there, go to your dashboard, log in, go to your dashboard, you get the first 5 parts for free. And then there's lots of free content on my YouTube channel as well. Particularly, I recommend looking at the Excel VBA Absolute Beginner 30 for 30 course. So we did this earlier this year, during the first lockdown, actually. There's people in the chat who, they actually did this course. They did this course, people working with football data. So that would be a nice alternative for you if you're like, I'm just not ready to invest at the moment. There we go. Then we've got the points about Python and the learning journal. Yeah, so there are all my slides there. So definitely, I've put the link in the chat and below this video in the description. Head over there, check it out on the website as well. I'd love to welcome you into that community. How are we looking, Mr. Erskine? How are we looking at 90 minutes?
I don't like goals in Scotland.
Unbelievable. Don't they know we're doing a live stream?
I don't know whether there's any jocks in here.
Yeah, we need to start. We need to start blaming somebody, definitely. Let's see. We've had some really nice comments come in. Yeah, Betty's saying it's good to know the basics of it. The most basic thing is how to use the VBA editor. Absolutely. Bruce says, I just bought a VPN. I'm teaching myself how to use a laptop. Yeah, why do you use a VPN, Ian, by the way? Just quickly. Is it obvious?
Why do I use a VPN? Because I got fed up with Windows laptops always going pear-shaped on me.
So it basically means whatever laptop you're on, you can access your stuff. And
I can get it anywhere. That's the thing. When I used to go to the States quite a lot, and I could Betfair you can't get on in the States, so I could just log into my VPN and access it through that. So that was really how I started. It was more traveling, and then I just got used to it, and I thought I'll have an Apple computer, and I've got 3 or 4 VPSs that I just log into.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Mike says, I realized that if the workbook is being used by idiots, no offense, VBA is the best. Just give them a button, semi-skilled users, they will try and adjust and mess your code. Absolutely. Like click of a button solution. I don't have any customers who are idiots, by the way, but yeah, just click of a button solution. That's what you want. Click of a button, very smooth, slick. You don't want to be saying to customers, just put a formula in there, or saying to customers, just do this, just do that. Don't want to be saying that. VBA gives us that really slick, robust solution. Click of a button.
St. Mirren's done. St. Mirren's done.
No way. Unbelievable. Okay, it's all suspended, so we can close that one. Okay, let's see what else we've got. Bart with a nice comment here. Yeah, without a course, it takes more time. Absolutely. On the internet, there's so much to look at, and this brings chaos. That's totally true. Even on YouTube these days, there's so much content. Where do you get started? With us, we'll get it organized for you. Jasmine, I find if you're trying to build something, have an idea what you want to do with it, and then you can find some good content, good stuff. Lee says, yes, 30 for 30. So that's the absolute beginner Excel VBA course that's on the channel. 30 for 30 is where I started. I would recommend any newbie to start. Good stuff. Bart's also using the VPN. Excellent. And Bruce says, thank you guys. May God continue to bless you, and I pray you get everything you want and never want a day in your life. Thank you, Bruce. Bruce, really nice to be with you tonight. Haven't seen you before on the channel. Thank you for dropping by, and take care, my friend. Hope to see you again. So is this the last chance saloon here? We need a late goal.
We need a late goal. Yeah, well, no, I'll resign myself at this stage, Chrissy.
Oh, mate, I'm sorry it hasn't worked out, man.
I've filed you in the jinx column now, son. That's you.
No more live trading. Unbelievable.
I've put you in the jinx column.
Yeah. Never trade with Chris. Fair play, fair play. But you've been trading on other matches as well yet tonight?
Yeah. I'm literally just finishing up. I'm just trying to find one game.
Nice. Has this one finished, Aberdeen?
No,
For you? Okay.
no, still going. You've got about 30 seconds, I would think.
Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Let's have a goal.
It's like betting on.
Betty says, so did you win anything? Well, I started with 50.
No, he's 20. He's 20 quid down. I fleeced him. Put it on Alan's sub. I'll add it on.
What's that?
I said, put it on Alan's sub. I'll just add your losses to that.
Yeah. No. I'll sustain the losses.
I'll pay it all.
See, Ian's a good bloke. You see, he wants to pay this off, but it's all good.
Shambles.
It's all good. Right. I think we'll write this one off, and we'll go to the lottery.
Oh, here we go. This is all I've been excited. That's all I'm hanging around for.
Yeah, seriously. Let's close down the other Excel files, because before you run macros,
I want to see who the winner is.
You close down the other Excel files, and Gaz's Learning Journal will close down. Okay, got the lottery here. Yeah, so we'll run the lottery now, and let us know, guys. We've been going, can you believe this, Ian? We've almost been going 3 hours.
Have we?
Yeah. 2
2
hours, 40 minutes we've been going. But thanks, guys. If you've been hanging out this whole time. At one point, we had 120 people watching. We're now down to 63.
We bored half of them. Basically, what you're saying is we bored half of them.
Yeah, basically. Jasmine says, you two in Vegas would be trouble. Ian basically lives in Vegas. So
not anymore. Can't now, can you?
Yeah, very true. Okay, let's run this. So yeah, any final questions, guys? We'll go for a few more minutes after. Any final questions for me or Ian? It's been an absolute pleasure hanging out. Let's run the free membership giveaway. Off we go. There go the balls.
Here we go. This is it. Look, everybody's.
Here we go. Don't they look beautiful?
Don't they look beautiful? Can you believe
the balls move around? Here comes the winning ball, guys. Are we ready? Here she comes. Chris Cant. Congratulations, Chris.
Chris can't have it.
Chris. Yes, he can. Chris can. Let's do it. So
Chris. Chris has been a long-term FTS man.
Oh, is it? Oh, legend.
Good lad, Chris, yeah.
So, Chris, let me know if you're in the chat and email me, info@tigersolutions.co.uk. info@tigersolutions.co.uk. We will get you set up with your probably a 3-month free membership, Excel VBA for beginners, VIP area. Very excited about this, guys. Admittedly, I'm getting a bit tired now after a couple of hours streaming, but I'm seriously enthusiastic about this community, guys. It is going to be awesome, the stuff we're going to be doing on that. Really looking forward to it. But Chris, you are in the chat, my friend, somewhere. I hope. Are we gonna have to rerun this possibly?
Oh, here we go. This is like the US elections now. Does it stand or doesn't it?
It's exciting, yeah. I haven't received any lawsuits from any of the other entrants yet, but we'll see. Could be somebody knocking on the office door any second.
Well,
Chris,
Gaz,
are you with us, my friend?
if you go back in the chat, Gaz Sutcliffe did say when you ran the dummy one, or talked about it, if I don't win, I'm going to the High Court. Gaz, that's in the chat there somewhere. And then unbelievably, he won the one with the old journal thing. So
yeah,
I'm not sure. I think you can be bought, son.
Yeah, maybe I can fix this, fix this with a bit of code in the background. Yeah, Chris is with us. So Chris, shoot me an email, info@tigersolutions.co.uk. Ian does have my email as well.
Well done, Chris.
set
Well
up.
done.
Yeah, nice job, Chris. Well
I
done.
like the fact that you're here. That's what's good.
Good stuff. Yeah, that's a pleasure, Chris. Chris saying, thanks, Tiger. Absolute pleasure, my friend. Right. Any other questions in the chat here? And what happened in the football? Let's have a look.
Nothing. Your career as a football trader is short-lived. You're done, son.
That was always going to happen, wasn't it?
Yes.
It was always going to happen. Yeah. Good stuff. Right, guys. If there's no other questions in the chat, I think we will wind it up there. Gaz is saying thank you. Bart saying congratulations. Fantastic stuff. Yeah. Thanks so much for watching, guys. And as I said, love to have you over in the community. The link is in the description below the chat. You can head over there, sign up right now. We're going to be really getting into some good stuff in that community. If not, I will see you over on the YouTube channel very soon. Any final words, Ian?
No, I can't. I mean, the whole idea of this, Chris, I keep saying it is for people to learn and understand Excel. It is a massive help to anything you do. If you get to use it and simplify things and make it push a button, you are the best at what you do. And honestly, guys, it will be something that you will definitely benefit from. He's not paying me anything to be around here because I think he's just being at what he does. And I do think that you should, if you get the opportunity to get involved with this, it will make a difference to anything you do. So crack on. You can see, don't have him on side as a football trader, just get the Excel side.
Amazing. And a big thank you to Ian to being with us tonight. Ian's got a bad back. Can you believe it? And he's been
really bad back.
Brilliant, guys. Okay, take care. Take care, guys. And we'll see you very soon.